Alright, let me just go to my just chatting scene. There we go. We're waiting for Riot to arrive. He went on an errand, so we have to yap a little bit while we wait for him to join the VC. I just caught up on the comics and I love Rayleigh's design and vibe. Ayo! Thank you for catching up on the comics. It's on hiatus right now, but I am working on some new episodes now. I plan to get it back from hiatus by July. Hopefully I can make enough episodes. But yeah, hello Drew! Today we are hopefully going to finish the Derek DLC epilogue so we can get on with Baxter's epilogue. Riot went out to get milk. He's running back. He told me estimated return time is at 2:10, so we're waiting about 4 more minutes. Question mark. I told him not to rush because he might trip and fall. What are the characters' pronouns in your comic? Hold on. Let me see if I can put up some visuals as well. Let me pull up their character reference sheets actually. Oh, see. So Maple. Sorry. Maple is a she/her. 10 years old at 135 cm. Maple's a girl. Don't mind the tail. I have decided to remove that from the designs of the characters in the comic because I keep forgetting to draw them. My favorite gremlin. So yeah, Maple is she/her, and both Cloud and Mint are he/him. Oh. I don't have a reference sheet for Rayleigh yet, but she is also a she/her. There we go. I have yet to finish her reference sheet, especially since I'm pressed for time for Art Fight next month. I need to get that done! Oh my gosh. Do I have a photo of her on hand? No, I don't. No, I do not. Maybe. I have a screenshot from the comic. Here she is. Our favorite Gyaru Baker. Yes. I love the hair shading. She got them bleached hair. Yo. Fun fact, she is actually designed after a Yorkshire Terrier, a Yorkie. She a dog girl. I have yet to actually clarify that in the comic yet, so I'm going to take a wild guess and and say that a lot of people reading the comic think she's a cat girl, but no, she's actually a dog. Now, where is Mr. Riot? It is 2:10. Are all the characters based on specific animals? I try to. To be honest, Mint and Cloud were actually old OCs of mine that I made prior to actually making the comic. So Cloud was a D&D OC. I played as him in one of my friend's campaigns. He was a tabaxi rogue. And Mint, I don't think I've ever talked about it, but his design came to me in a dream. Like, I dreamt about a mint hair colored cat boy. And then I just made him my OC. And then eventually I just decided that Cloud was going to be based on a Maine Coon cat. And then Mint, I still am really not sure what kind of cat he is, but he's a brown cat. Maple for sure is a orange cat, yeah. I plan on introducing a couple more, maybe a few more characters into the comic, side characters. But that'll be happening in the next arc. It's cool you play D&D. I love D&D. Also, it's really cool he came to you in a dream. Yeah. A dream I had when I was... I don't remember. But when I was really young. And he was exactly the same in that dream as he was in the comic. Really grumpy. Oh, and also, tangentially related, because we're talking about cat boys, Lu Xiaohei, the new Xiaohei movie has been announced. Well, release date has been announced. Next month, it'll be showing in theaters in China. I don't know when it'll be showing internationally. But I love that movie. Actually, that series. The Legend of Hei is the title of the movie. H-E-I. The Legend of Hei, like haystacks. No! My captions, they don't do it justice. I can't keep yapping. Where is Riot? Can I start without you? Can I start without Riot? Chat, are you okay with that? Without hearing how down bad this man is while playing this game? Alright, I'll give him like another 5 minutes before I actually start the game. Where is it? Do you think I can like show the visuals on stream, because I'm really looking forward to this movie. Oh, whoa! I got jump scared. Hello? Hold on, you're muted in chat in stream. I'll let you catch your breath first. He's here. Hold on. No. Okay, hold on. Let me put you up on stream. There you go. There is the link. You can hold on. Let me try to get it for you. Here, let me. Where do I put this? VC chat 2 electric boogaloo. There you go. Alright. Oh, you're still muted. Hello, hello. There we go. Riot is now in chat.
It's been a while.
Hello.
Crocodile. Wait. Yeah.
I'm fine either way. I'll probably fall asleep sometime since it's 1:15 a.m. in my time zone, as you know. Alright, Drew. Hopefully you fall asleep nicely. We will be reading to you and also hearing Riot like freak out about it. Anyway.
Oh yeah, you definitely wake up because of that.
No. Alright, I'll move to the game screen now. Oh, whoa.
Look at me, just like a little floating head. Oh god.
You're too large. Oh, yeah, here. There you go.
There we go. Now I'm a little floating head again.
on my head now. There.
Oh.
Wait, what? Why is... Oh, it's because it's minimized. Alright. Where we last left off. Alright, right here? I don't remember!
Yeah. I don't remember either.
Okay, let's try to recall. Let me look at the logs. We were having fun at the water park.
Yes.
And we were talking. Hello, Neil. You're actually on time for stream. What the?
Who's
Neil? Thank you for talking about your comic earlier, though. I genuinely really love it. Ayo! I'm glad you do.
Oh.
I hope to make more episodes that you'll enjoy in the future.
Wait, why can't I see the comments? Wait. Oh, I only see so excited.
Oh, you're in YouTube chat. We're talking in Twitch chat.
Twitch? Or let me open it.
Is it like...
right.
Is it taking too long for my... Oh yeah, it is. It's not, staying, like, long enough? Question mark? No, it's staying long enough. It's just... I'm really bad at looking at chat. You know. Okay. Let me just get my bearings. You guys went on the slide last time. And now, what do you want to do next? Is the choice we have right now. Hello, A4! Hi!
Would be chat? Fuck. Nope. 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 Every time I hear the word hi, it's always Nani guys. My bro.
Nani ga suki?
Chocominto. Could you not? Nope. Nope.
Hey, he's singing it, not me. He's singing it, not me. Cookie and the cream.
Cream not that. Shut up. Get out of my head.
Alright. Riot, which one do you want to do next? Get out of my head.
Get out. See, the one thing me and Neil can agree on.
Oh wait, actually, since I have better internet now, since I'm wired, I think I can
Yay.
stream my game now to you. Yippee!
Really? Oh,
Yeah,
Really?
there we go.
I don't need to. Okay. Wait. Dang it.
Yippee!
Hold on. Let me just do. Hooray for better Wi-Fi for Mori.
It's no longer Wi-Fi. It's Ethernet. I am
Ooh.
directly connected by wire to the internet.
You're not just connected to the Wi-Fi. You are the Wi-Fi.
Alright, which one are we gonna do
Alright.
next? Do we swim in the wave pool? Do we explore the water playground? Or take a trip to the lazy river?
Let's explore some more, Let's explore some more.
Explore the water playground.
Yeah.
Yeah, we could.
Yeah, we could. Oh
alright.
my
I
God.
forgot. I
Oh, look at
forgot.
the bakery on this guy. Look at the bakery on this guy. 24-hour pandesal.
No. Hold on. We need to hide that.
Yeah, we need to hide the bakery. We need to gatekeep the bakery.
Gatekeep. Well, not necessarily. We're like, this is family friendly, you know?
Yeah.
It's over this way.
This is
You're connected to the internet? Yeah? Yeah?
yeah.
How else am I streaming?
How will?
The slides were front and center in the park. Derek brought you around behind them. There was the water playground. A rubber-coated floor with a few inches of water over the entire space clearly differentiated the area from the rest of the park. At the heart of it was an impressive jungle gym with multiple levels, bridges leading to different structures and water jets shooting out everywhere. But the star feature was a truck-sized bucket threatening to spill its contents over at any moment. It was a Saturday morning cartoon playhouse come to life.
I think that's the bucket that's like constantly tipping, but yeah.
Yeah. I've seen those. I've been really scared to go near one. And
Yeah, you know if
bathtub
those
too.
yeah, you know if those buckets ever like what's that called? Like fully unleash all of its water, it might injure someone. It will injure someone. Yeah.
Hey yo, hi Zap! Welcome in. What happened to the
Who's
usual
Zap?
Cookie Run Kingdom? What is this? We are playing a visual novel right now. I'm not a Cookie Run
Yeah.
content creator. I don't want to be.
Yeah.
But there will be a Cookie Run stream on Friday if you're interested in that. We'll be reading through the episode 10 story of Beast
Yeah.
East.
For now, you have Derek.
You have Derek.
Yes.
Yes.
This may not be cookies, but this is a whole bakery.
Oh.
Sorry.
Alright, since Derek isn't here, let me just get back to my... There we go.
Oh wait, yeah, he's not on the screen, but you'll see what I mean by the whole bakery.
Hello, Dan Dishes. Hi. I used to float right under the buckets? No! You're living dangerously.
No.
Alright.
Yeah.
Next, that section was mostly for younger guests, based on the signage and the fact that it was full of kids. But was big enough for grown-ups too, and you didn't want to miss out on anything. Besides, Derek would have told you if it was a bad idea. Or maybe his childlike impulsive streak was showing his colors and he simply didn't care about technicalities either. It was hard to say, but at least he was having a good time. The two of you clambered up the stairs and explored the catwalks. Derek ducked and weaved to avoid the spray of nearby fountains before intentionally sticking his face into the one closest to the jungle gym. He shook his head to get the water off, hitting you with the crossfire.
Sorry.
Sorry.
Oh, no, Derek. I'm sorry for getting in. Okay. What? Y'all didn't hear nothing.
You sputtered a laugh, stunned in place by the surprise splash. Derek leapt over a tiny flight of stairs off the jungle gym to put more distance between you. But there was no time to form a proper reaction to any of that before there was a new source of excitement. The bucket's about to drop. Whoa! Time for the bucket.
Time for the bucket.
Shouting, Derek opened his arms out wide and beckoned towards you. Huh?
What?
He opened his arms wide and beckoned towards you. Alright, make a choice.
I'm gonna run to him, of course.
You ran down to him. You ran to Derek and grabbed his
Yeah.
hand, sprinted past him to get there first. I'm gonna pass on that one. You jumped off the platform into his arms.
Oh,
Or
wait,
you stay right where you were.
Yeah.
You jumped off the
You
platform.
jump off
Oh
and
my
then right
god!
into here.
Oh my god! Whoa! Derek stumbled a step on impact. Despite the unexpected stunt and the added difficulty of you being wet, he caught you like a champ. The momentum didn't stop. Derek spun around and sped towards the splash
I knew it.
splash zone, bringing you with him. Oh, he's carrying you. The massive tank gradually tipped until a waterfall spilled over, completely submersing you in its flood for a single moment. Then it was all over. The only sign it happened was a small wave that rippled out from the drop point and through the rest of the playground. Derek helped you slide down against his chest until your toes touched the rubbery matting. He kept his hands on you even as you stood on your own 2 feet. Oh, are you okay? Right? You're not talking?
Well, usually I'm if I'm this silent. It means something broke me.
Oh no.
Oh, right.
Alright, how do we say, what do we say? That was wild. Woo! You laughed carefree. I'm not doing that again. You threw Derek
I
over your
laughed
shoulder.
carefree.
You laughed carefree. The high of the on-land plunge lingered. It has been incredible. Is this Yowie? This run is... I mean, we are playing as as Victor Orange Slice.
Hello.
Riot's,
That's me.
Riot's MC. So, on a technicality, this is Yowie. But you can also choose your MC to be female or any other.
Yeah.
So, basically, Derek is fine with anyone.
Yeah.
Well, specifically MC. He likes specifically MC. Whoever MC is. But yeah. Can your new computer handle other games yet? It would be cool seeing you play a Souls-like game. I can't afford a Souls-like game. I mean, it can run a Souls-like now, but I don't think I can buy one. We need the funding.
Souls-like. But what kind of Souls like would you play, Mori?
I have never played a Souls-like before, so I don't know.
Alright.
I mean, you
Yeah.
could say, Patapon was a Souls-like.
I think that's stretching it.
No, it's because you
But,
can
yeah, I
repeat
guess.
bosses and come back even stronger, you know? You know, if you die, you can just
I
come back
mean,
even stronger.
If you can like repeat bosses and come back stronger, then every game is a Souls like that at that point.
I don't know, man. Isn't that what a Souls-like
Uh,
is?
Yeah, that's also like every single game ever. Like if you fail, you repeat. That's also the game of life, you know? Like you fail, you repeat, yeah.
If that was the case, then the Sans fight in Undertale is also a Souls-like boss. No.
Yeah. Elden Ring, Sekiro. Ooh,
Elden Ring, Sekiro.
man.
Oh, hey yo. Lies of P is
Lies of-
really good too. Yeah, I've been thinking of playing Lies of P, but I'm waiting for a discount or a sale or something.
Finish Undertale, Mori.
Nah, Next week I'll try. Next week I'll try to play. Since next
Okay.
week, I think the Ratatan demo is going to end. I might try to play another. Do
know,
another stream of it with all the
Speaking of
updates.
Undertale, I noticed something about Undertale, Mori.
Yeah,
Like recently, it's like an anagram of Deltarune.
yeah. It has been that way since Deltarune
Oh,
came out.
oh, are they like made by the same creators?
Yeah, that is Deltarune and Undertale are by Toby Fox.
Oh, that is a neat thing to know. All right.
Yeah. Did you not know?
This is new knowledge.
Literally,
To me. I just found. I just spawned
Deltarune
in. I
has Sans Undertale in it. Deltarune has
I was-
Toriel.
Oh, I was thinking. Wait, they're an anagram of each other.
Next week they say, how many
Right.
weeks has it been?
Yeah, I
No.
know.
It's been 4 years now. No. Also, hello,
Yeah, I know,
Nekokun. I will play Undertale again. Soon, TM.
Is
I just don't know if this is the right time because people are playing Deltarune so much that they might be inclined to spoil me about Deltarune. I want to avoid that.
all right. As for other games, I pulled Skirk from Genshin. And then I never play, and then I'm putting this game down.
I'm pulling this one character and then I'm putting the game down. That's me with Identity 5.
Yeah.
And then I never uninstalled. It's still on my phone.
Yeah. That's what I did with Mabuika, and then
Man. Alright, back to the game.
back to the game. That was a long
That was a long
segue,
tangent.
I want to say. All right. The Highland.
Alright, to another area. Do we swim in the wave pool or take a trip to the lazy river? Wave pool first?
Lazy River
or lazy river?
or Wave Pool.
We could do lazy river last.
I have a funny story
What happened?
about the wave pool. But,
Yeah?
that comes later because it might
Alright.
be an even longer thing.
Alright, let's swim in the wave pool. Oh my god, he's back. He's back on screen chat. Hold on.
Oh, there he is. Mhm.
Alright. There we go. I want to swim in the wave pool. What a coincidence, so do I. That particular attraction was the majority of the park. It wrapped its way against the walkways and up into every corner. You didn't need Derek to point the way you wanted to go, as you were essentially already there. We're already at the wave pool. Derek knew that too, and there was no need to pick a different spot of the expansive pool. He just jumped in. You joined him in the water. It was an interesting experience, the wave pool. The pool had a gradually sloping shape with a shore on one side. A shore? Waves pushed from...
it's like a beach because it's a wave pool.
Really? I have never been to a wave pool.
Oh.
I have never been to many things in my life.
Oh no.
The waves pushed from one end to another on a timer. They were going when you got in. You bobbed up and down with the replicated motion of the ocean. Motion of the ocean! Usually you had to choose between a man-made swimming experience of still water in a perfectly shaped hole or the vast, wild unpredictability of the sea. The wave pool had the pros of both. The wave pool's attempt to mix them was a terrible idea. The wave pool was in a category of its own in a good way. It was a category of its own in a bad way, or you thought it was fine. Take your pick.
It's a category on its own in a good way from like my personal experience. My IRL experience in the wave pool. Yeah.
Hey yo. Whoever thought of it was brilliant. Nothing was like it, even if it was based on existing ideas. You were disappointed wave pools weren't very common. At least they existed at all. You swam through the pool, you tried wave riding. You splashed Derek while his guard was down.
Splash him.
Splash him, alright. A dormant deviousness bubbled up inside you. You cupped your hands, filling them with the chlorinated water. You waited until Derek's head fully turned towards you.
Right.
Then you launched the ammunition straight ahead. Nailed him. Bro.
Nailed him.
I should have seen that one coming. He used the hand to wipe away both the clinging drops of water and the look of amusement, revealing his game face underneath. It's on, Victor.
Oh yeah.
Oh no. You scratched as
Look at the
Derek
smile on his face.
struck at the surface no sooner than he had officially declared the war. The cresting of the water added a whole other dimension to your classic splash fights with Derek. You moved with the flow, using it to your advantage and shooting back when you had the high ground. Derek fought against you and the difference in the battlefield. He wasn't used to it, but he had more experience with these kinds of scuffles. Nico and George were always up for roughhousing. Elizabeth not so much. The Clash of Titans was a sight to be seen. Oh. Clash of Titans.
Clash of
But for some reason, other guests instead elected to move further away instead of staying to witness it. A truce was called when the both of you were breathless and being eyeballed by one of the lifeguards. No.
Oh no. It's not what it's not what it looks like, Mr. Lifeguard.
Then you got out of the pool and we're going to the lazy river.
Lazy river, yeah.
Definitely. Derek wove his way around the paths. Wait, no.
Wait, Mori.
There we go. There we
might
go.
see this.
Derek wove his way around the paths. He didn't need a map to navigate the area with confidence. Around a bend and flanked by a row of palm trees was a sloping artificial shore that led into the river rather than the wave pool. There was a single employee tasked with passing out donut-shaped floats for the ride. Here we are! He strolled up to the park worker, holding up 2 fingers. They got the message and handed Derek 2 tubes. One was kept for himself, the other was obviously for you. Getting into that float wasn't relaxing or graceful. Let me go back. Okay. As tacky as it felt when dry, it was a tricky beast to mount when you hit the water. You barely avoided both flipping over the side face first into the river and bending entirely inward and slipping through the hole in the center. Derek had his own tribulations. He gave you space to kick off but waited too long to follow. You were going down the ride without him. No!
Oh
No.
man.
He got into the water
Oh,
on his
man.
float, paddled his arms, flailed his legs, and pumped his chest forward and back in an amusing attempt to get some forward momentum going. It was not effective, so he went with Plan B. It did not surprise you that he had a Plan B. In a slightly sacrilegious move, he got off the tube to swim through the lazy river. No.
Oh, man, you don't do that to a lazy river. But unless you're Derek, of course.
Once he reached you, he dove under the surface, came up through the hole of his float, and made use of his upper body strength to pull himself into a sitting position. Finally, you were properly situated. Derek was at your side, and the leisure time could begin in earnest. The sun's heat fell down over the world so hard it might have been a physical blanket draped on top of you. But the underside of your body that was dipped in the cool water kept your temperature comfortable.
Oh, man.
Man, we did it.
Oh, man, indeed.
We've talked about going to another park together ever since we went to the boardwalk years ago. Good job, us. Good job, team. Better late than never. Agreed. Mild conversation followed on and off about appropriately mellow topics, such as the weather or how pleasant the drive there had been. Between that were moments of quiet resting. As leisurely as the pace was, slow and steady could still win the race. You made a full loop around the park and drifted back into the starting bay. Or cove, you might say. You chuckled to yourself and sunk lower in your tube. No,
Man,
even...
why you gotta do this to me, game? Why you gotta do this to me,
Everything reminds us of him.
No.
Everything reminds us of him. The ride was so relaxing, you'd begun to fall into a special kind...
Years ago.
Oh,
What?
what?
Nothing. You continue, please.
Oh,
The ride was
oh.
relaxing, right?
Yeah. The ride was so relaxing, you'd begun to fall into in that special kind of half-awake humor. Half-awake humor. For hours, there was nothing in the world but water, fun, Derek, and even more water. There was no work to be done or places to be. You had to do nothing but whatever you felt like doing. You wrung out every bit of enjoyment until time caught up to your heels. Light started to wane as the sun hid behind the towering slides. Dripping wet and thoroughly wrinkled, you and Derek scampered over to the lockers.
Oh no.
No,
Our
the
fingers
wrinkly
must look
fingers.
Oh no, like
Prunes.
witch hands. I always used to call it like witch hands.
No. I called it prune
The old
hands.
lady fingers. Oh no.
Lady fingers. Isn't that a biscuit? Is it lady fingers a biscuit? Damn.
No, like when wrinkly old fingers. Like yeah.
But there's a snack called lady fingers though.
Why would someone call them lady fingers? That's
It's called lady fingers. The
is
bros.
a snack called lady fingers? Wait.
Yeah. Hold on. Let me get a picture. Let me see if I can put it in the. Hold on. Oh no.
Wait, I'm
No,
looking it up.
Lady, here it is on stream. Lady fingers. I'll share it with you on Discord.
Oh, those things. Yeah, I thought those were called Twinkies.
Huh? Huh?
Ooh,
Twinkies.
yeah, you know, they're one of those.
Twinkies
the
are
things
made
with
of like
the center.
cake stuff.
Oh.
You're making me hungry now. No.
Yeah.
Twinkies.
Yeah, Twinkies. I thought those were called Twinkies, like a dry version of Twinkies.
No, Twinkies have cake, cream
Right,
filled
the
cake,
with like
right?
the cream filling center, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought
But
these
the
were Twinkies,
lady
but
fingers
they-
are biscuits, though.
Oh. Dang it, I'm learning a lot today.
I think those can also be used in tiramisu. Well,
Well,
I've seen it being used in
Oh, that's what
tiramisu.
they're using tiramisu.
Yeah, you might be more stupid than me. Oh, Riot! Nil's calling you
Damn, alright.
stupid.
It's like that, right?
Alright. Turning the knob was no easy feat in your current
I'm
states.
fine with
You're fine with it? Alright.
yeah.
But you needed towels and money. After a long day in the water, you were starving. You ignored the grumbles in your stomach to focus as much as possible on keeping your grip with slippery fingers. Finally, you managed to break open the safe and access the goods inside. You plucked up the towel that had been resting on top of your clothing pile. It was an inspired piece of forethought to make it as accessible as possible. If only you'd considered taking your wallet out of your pocket ahead of time. No. You made good use.
No, did the water get wet? No.
No, your hands are wet, but the wallet
Well, now
is
the
still in your
wallet's wet.
pocket.
Yeah.
You made good use of the towel
No.
until your hands were dry for the first time in you weren't even sure how long. Then you started to dig for your money. Oh wait, oh he's back. He's back on screen. No! Oh my god.
Oh
There.
no, more the kids, they might see it.
There. Wait, he's
This is for
wider.
the Patreon.
We need to make him wider. Alright, there. Derek leaned back on his heels and craned his neck to look past his locker door to you. Ready to eat? I wish. Why is it so much harder getting stuff out of your pocket when you aren't wearing the pants? No.
Mori, I like how you're not covering the apps.
No! Well, there's text there, man!
Yeah, there's text there, but you can also see the pandesal.
Man, alright. Keep looking, I guess.
Yeah.
Huh.
Oh my god.
Maybe it's a positioning thing. It's an annoying thing. After a final awkward tug, you succeeded in worming the wallet out of its fabric cocoon. There we go. With a flick of your wrist, you closed your locker. Getting dressed could wait. A second clattering slam followed right after. Derek shuts his too. Just give us a sneak peek. Nil.
You need to pay for that,
No.
Neil.
You need to pay for that.
You need to pay up for that.
Member sneak peek, OnlyFans sneak peek. Alright, here we go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Alright, we're back.
You know, if y'all were seeing
there you go.
if y'all were seeing what I'm seeing on the Discord right now,
He tossed his neon towel over his shoulders like a shawl, then folded his arms.
Well.
Honestly, the food here isn't bad. For theme park restaurants at least, it's worth trying. That's good. A decent meal is exactly what I need right now. You made like your wallet and securely wrapped yourself in a towel. Wait, I was doing something?
That's skill issue. Skill issue.
Skill issue. You're freaked out, bud. Huh? Alright, we can do it one more time for Nil. Alright, we'll do it. Get ready,
Oh,
Nil.
man.
Get ready, Nil. 5 seconds.
Wait. Yeah.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Alright, we're back. Okay. Skill issue. Yeah. Maybe. Question mark. It dampened instantly, but was still very cozy. Oh, okay. Make your choice. Riot.
Let's see.
Derek walked you and Derek walked hand in hand. You and Derek walked arm in arm. You and Derek walked with your arms around each other's shoulders. You and Derek walked side by
Hand
side.
in hand. Hand
in hand.
Hand in
Alright. In public? Alright, man. Okay. Alright. Derek had clutched your hand in his, pulling you in towards him. In turn, you held him back. His body heat was especially
so it's
pleasant.
that kind of. Alright.
His body heat was especially pleasant while soaking wet and standing in the cooling evening air. You made a break for the central area where the poolside restaurant was set. Your towels rippled in the wind and your feet slapped against the concrete path. You felt free as a bird and all of 13 years old. Oh my god. The water park restaurant. What? What do you want to say?
Nothing. Oh, nothing. Water park restaurant had only outdoor seating and a small shack where food was prepared.
It's not exactly a restaurant, huh?
Yeah, it's more like a what do you call that? Like, it's like one of those canteen things. Yeah.
Alright, do you want to read Victor's dialogue
Sure,
next
why not?
time? Since you can actually
Let me just-
watch it in real time now.
I was gonna ask for that, but thank you more for that
Yeah.
opportunity.
But the rich, savory scents wafting from the sliding openings on the front of the building convinced you more than enough. Once you and Derek got to the window, you wasted no time putting in your orders, paying and setting up camp at the closest available table.
So...
He got comfortable for the wait, resting his chin on his fist and looking across the table at you with a cheeky grin. Oh,
God damn it. Don't look at me like that. Don't look at me like that.
Hold on. Alright. With a cheeky grin. How did I do on our first super official date? You don't have to hold back. I can take constructive feedback. Alright, lay it on him.
Alright.
Take your pick.
Wait, sure.
No critiques?
I have no critiques.
Tell me how you'd rate my job first. It was
Okay,
a
tell me how
lovely
you
date.
rate. Tell me how you'd rate my job first.
How do you rate me first?
Yeah.
You get top marks. Oh my god.
Hell yeah.
Top
Hell yeah.
marks.
Let's go.
Victor.
You do
your turn.
too. Well, you do too.
Awesome. The teasing interview came to an end before it began. He instead shifted to lean fully back against the white plastic chair, chuckling contentedly. It's been a long time since I've gone to a park. This one or any others. I'm always busy, right?
So busy. We barely made it today, but we did.
Exactly, we did. His cheeks and eyes lifted, pleased. You were more grateful than ever to be there, at the water park, in the state you grew up in, and at the side of your boyfriend. Oh, damn. Are you okay, right?
Oh, yep. Yes. I am holding back a lot of jokes for Twitch reasons.
And for YouTube reasons, alright? Okay.
And YouTube reasons, yeah. Twitch and YouTube reasons.
Your meal soon arrived and was finished briskly. Swimming had made you entirely famished. The potential post-food conversation was cut off for you and Derek and every single person in the vicinity. It began with an echoing bell over the entire park and then transitioned into a spoken message. The employee announced as cheerfully as possible that the park was closing soon, and all guests needed to get out of the pools. Derek glanced up to the sky in the general direction where the disembodied voice came from. I know what you are, Riot.
I know.
Man, it went so fast. At least it was really nice while it lasted, and we can make tomorrow good too.
Hey, what was that? I know what you. Yeah, I keep thinking that.
The dog meme. The dog meme. There was something in his wandering gaze and the playful quirk in his lips. The end of the occasion had skipped all the other stages of grief and gone straight to acceptance for Derek. Tomorrow is, well, I have a feeling it won't be too hard to have some fun. You watched him with intrigue, fully expecting to be let in on what kept his spirits so high, but he merely grinned your way and explained nothing. What does he have planned? Still approaching closing the approaching closing of the park spurred the both of you on.
Wait, is he going to? No.
It wouldn't be responsible to dawdle. Your trash was thrown out, you jumped in the shower for a brief wash before changing into your actual clothes and getting back into Derek's car. Alright. Surely I can go back to normal now and not squished. Since we have now clothed ourselves.
Yeah, right?
It was late by the time he parked once more in his designated spot for the apartment complex. Well, what little remained of the night was passed in peaceful relaxation around the apartment before collapsing into bed. Early the next day, you lazily hung around the apartment. Derek was showering after the gym, and you'd both already had a quick breakfast. It was a true change of pace to have a slow morning, a slow day on your trip. You welcomed the break. Derek wanted to pop over to his parents' house one more time. He was still itching to get his hands on Nico's Switch, but there was a blank schedule besides that. Oh man, I hate to break it to you, man, but there's like Switch 2 now.
Oh, this is... Yeah,
that's gonna be obsolete soon. No.
Yeah.
Hopefully not too
piss
soon.
off scalpers.
Oh man. Oh man. No long travel, promises to fulfill, or plans to keep up with. To balance out that one free day, the next was set to be extra full. Tomorrow evening, you would be leaving Prism Vista City. Your bus ticket was already purchased. You'd need to pack and prepare and somehow do everything you could ever want to do before it was too late. Truly grasping your own departure wasn't easy. So much had happened, but it all felt way too fast. Like a much-anticipated audiobook set to 5 times normal speed. No. Your life with Derek was very nearly only a memory. Well, that wasn't entirely true. You and Derek were in a relationship. You'd have a life together even if you weren't physically apart. But again, that kind of sentiment didn't make the being apart bit something you were looking forward to. Your emotions battled back and forth. There was a dampening cloud for every ray of sun. With a final push to swing your spirits upward, you told yourself that long distance with Derek Suarez would be plenty of fun in its own way. He could make anything great. You're gonna have long distance with Derek Suarez, Victor Orange Slice. Oh, you sound like you're about to cry. No.
It's the first time Rick's about to cry on stream.
No, don't do it.
Nah.
Hey Mori, do you know how to resub using our Twitch Prime? I don't see the option for that anywhere. I don't know. I'm not really sure how to. I don't really sub to people on Twitch.
Yeah.
So I can't
Twitch
really
Prime?
help you with
That's
that.
a thing?
Yeah, that's a thing on Twitch Prime. I'm not sure how that works though. I just stream.
Is that like Twitch with no ads or like
Yeah,
YouTube
I think
Premium?
so. Twitch with no ads. Kinda. Question mark.
Don't know how y'all would get money without the ad, but alright.
You can look into it through like Twitch's official frequently asked questions maybe, or like support.
Alright.
I usually get my support through those like websites. Twitch support.
Twitch support.
Hopefully I don't
Twitch
need to
support.
contact Twitch support.
Yeah.
I think you get paid if people sub to you. Yeah, you get paid. But not by much. Twitch has a weird split for subs, I think.
Kind of, yeah.
Yeah. That's why I'm trying
Then
to
again,
make
I
the
don't-
YouTube thing
yeah.
work.
I don't go on Twitch much myself, but yeah.
Yeah. Oh, being a fan of corpo VTubers, you just really enjoy the watching experience of YouTube better. But also Twitch is a lot more interactive in chat with chat members. So that's
Yeah,
like a
with-
plus for a streamer.
This is why I have both Twitch and YouTube open for
Wait, you're
So I
watching the
can get the
stream
best of
too?
Yeah, I'm watching two streams at the same time so I can get the best of both worlds.
Damn. Alright. Okay, I think that's enough of a tangent. Let's continue.
Yeah, let's keep going.
A cheery holler from the hall shook you out of your own head before you could get entirely lost in it. Hey Victor, I'm ready to go.
Finally, I've been fading away. Let's go somewhere to see the family and feel alive again.
Let's go see the family and feel alive again. Oh my god. That's a plan. His eyes twinkled boyishly as he grinned at you. Your lips quirked up at the infectious enthusiasm. Who doesn't watch on both platforms? Shake my head. Oh.
Everyone there is looking forward to... Oh god. Oh god.
Everyone there's looking forward to seeing you. Come
That
on.
hit me different.
Derek led that charge out the front door. I was about to say front window.
Front window.
Which he locked behind him.
To be fair, Mori, windows are also kind of doors in their own way. Okay, but...
The doors, alright. I mean, I could go through a window, I guess.
Yeah, okay, wait.
And onward until you'd arrived at the other Suarez front door. You rang the bell and didn't have to wait long before Mrs. Suarez's eager face appeared. Oh.
Good to see you.
Hold on, I missed that. The expectant smile was identical to the one she wore when you first reunited. Good morning, Derek. Victor, welcome back.
Mrs. Suarez.
She ushered the two of you inside with as much gumption as your original arrival as well. Before you could question that curiosity, you were confronted by another. The living room you'd been led into was entirely empty, aside from you and Derek and his mom. 3 Suarez men were missing. George could be on his way, Nicholas might be waiting for the guests in his room, and perhaps Mr. Suarez needed to use the bathroom. Separately, any of those possibilities made sense. Yet all of them being the case at once felt odd. Should we have come later? Oh wait, that was you, Victor.
Should we have come later?
No, your timing is perfect. She smiled at you wider, but the leading tone in her voice and the Nicholas-esque gleam in her eyes wasn't particularly comforting. It only made you more certain that something was going on. Paul? Hold on, I need to take a swig of water.
I think something's about to happen. Alright, continue.
I hydrated.
Alright. Oh yeah, hydrate or dihydrate, yo.
Hydrate, chat! You were going to ask, but the word slammed against the back of your throat when George and Nico sprung up from behind the chair. Surprise! Huh?
Oh,
How did they fit? That's what really got you. The Suarez living room wasn't suited for hiding. The boys must have been lying on the ground, pressed together, and you had to be positioned in the exact right angle to not see them tucked away there.
Damn, they're little... Yeah, they're good at hiding.
Your wide-eyed expression was their reward. The 2 jumping jacks laughed openly, and even kind Mrs. Suarez clapped her hands together in satisfaction at your slack jaw.
What's the surprise for?
You stammered out the question, still in a daze from the entirely unexplainable jump scare. The entirely unexplainable jump scare. What do you think, genius? Huh?
Oh no. Is this what I think it is?
The voice of that sharpened quip was unmistakable. You hadn't managed to blink since the younger Suarez's shout, and the trend continued.
Is this what I was thinking? Oh, it is what I thought it was! It is what I thought it was!
Welcome back from the ads, chat. We have our sister! Pointing your dry eyes toward the kitchen, you had to wonder if you were seeing things. Somehow, magically, your older sister had appeared out of thin air to leer at you smugly from over the counter. The laws of space-time were no consideration when it came to teasing you.
Liz?
Liz! Duh, of course that stunt wasn't their idea. Alright, how do we
What
react?
would I do if this was my actual sister?
You rushed over and hugged her. You ran up to Liz and pinched her cheek as if she was to check if she was real. You ran up to Liz, pinched her. That's what she deserved for shocking you. You stared speechless in total disbelief. Your eyes darted back and forth between her and the Swarz. Which one are you picking?
Either second or fourth.
Second or fourth? What she
Yeah,
deserved?
either one of those.
Bro!
Actually, second, third, or fourth.
Oh
One
man.
of-
I mean, I think this is a good in-between. To check if she was real, you pinched her cheek.
Yeah.
She's a baddie? Alright, Zap, alright.
Hey, that was no, no, off limits. Off
You snapped
limits.
the roots that had kept your feet in place and darted to the other side of the room. In less than a minute, your fingers were squeezing onto Liz's left forearm. Ouch! Liz stomped her foot with great drama and put her hands on her hips indignantly. She should have worn a sunflower dress instead of a romper because she looked 10 years old in that pose. Jeez, I'm real! Or were you just getting your revenge? Off limits. Damn. Can you blame them though? What the? What the? You shook your head at the accusation. I was only making sure.
I was only making
that-
sure. It could have been a hologram or something.
Hologram, Liz! Well, it isn't. I'm here in the flesh and now with a smarting arm thanks to you.
Sorry.
As if intentionally completing the Lizziness of her behavior, Liz teasingly stuck her whole tongue out at you. The persistent
Well, yep.
self-satisfaction Liz had radiated throughout the room was reeled in to reveal a softer, more genuine pleasure. How good to see you, little bro.
Don't little bro me. Oh, right. She's older. So, what happened to being so busy, Liz?
That was merely a ploy. I'm never too busy for you. Or a bonus trip where all I had to do was show up.
What? Wait. What do you mean?
Liz laughed at an all-knowing air. It was a sound you were very familiar with. I do love you, but I wasn't gonna arrange an entire trip to join you now when I already had to prepare one for Mom's party in less than a month. You can thank your beefcake friend for handling the details, and his parents for letting me borrow their guest room. That's how it happened. He's nosy as well as persistent. Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Liz called Derek a beefcake.
All of this for me? All of this for me?
All of this
Little
for
old
me? For little old me? Oh my. Derek was involved? You had felt nothing could shock you after the Liz reveal, but you had been proven wrong. The man who suddenly had a spotlight thrown on him stood with an awkward stiffness. His hands were folded so tight the form might have been chiseled out of stone. Oh
my god.
Oh my lord.
Mr. Greek statue over here.
Holy moly. Is that
That's
supposed to be a compliment or an insult?
No.
Neither. It's the truth.
I tried.
I'm gonna take that in a positive way then. Good for you.
You really helped her with a trip out here.
Derek's grin shrunk shyly. The decision to view his actions in a good light was being put to the test now that it was your turn to talk about them. The sibling group wouldn't have been complete without Liz. Who knows if she'd have time to come to the city during your mother's anniversary. Nicholas and George missed her. Aww. Especially Borge. Huh?
Borge.
Borge? Oh, maybe it
Borge,
is
yeah.
Borge.
Yeah, because it's like, I think his name is pronounced Jorge, so it's like
Jorge.
Borge.
I keep pronouncing it as George. No, I'm so sorry, Jorge.
See, Neil, I'm not that dumb.
No. Because I think Jorge is like junior to their dad, who is also Gregorio. So that makes sense.
that's-
Jorge, Gregorio, Jorge. Right?
Wait.
Right?
Wait, are the Suarez's secretly
No.
That's a topic for another day.
They're
Alright.
Latin.
They're Latin.
Latin related at least. Jorge.
Alright, continuing.
Nico shot out that commentary without looking away from his phone. Jorge glared, completely unseen by the target of the daggers. But he didn't vocalize his disagreement with the statement. And we figured you wouldn't mind seeing your sister when she came by, so we worked it out. Surprise!
Wait.
What are we picking? I have no clue.
You didn't
Me
have
too,
to
Nero.
do that.
You didn't have to do that.
No worries.
Hey, no worries. It was all me. If I thought my time could have been better spent on something else, I can't blame anybody but me. And I don't feel like it was a waste. Bashfulness crept over his features even more though. Like Derek's general perspective, it was a good kind of bashful rather than a bad one. He was pleased with himself. And then the door at the very end of the hall burst open. The entire room simultaneously peered in that direction. Surprise! Oh, Mr. Suarez. Mr. Suarez has finally made an appearance of his own, and it was an entrance. He waved his hands in the air and walked over with a jaunty high
Or
step.
is he late to the surprise?
He's probably late to the surprise.
Yeah, he's bro.
Maybe. The parade of unexpectedness that day was endless. Before you could even ask the question, Mrs. Suarez explained what that was about. Mr. Suarez was going to be behind the counter. However, I banished him to his bedroom until he was certain Liz's scheme was finished. He was laughing too much. He was going to ruin it. I was about to get to him myself, but he managed to figure it out. Oh.
I see.
I see.
Understandable.
Every single one of Mr. Suarez's son nodded in support of their mother's decision, including Derek, who wasn't there when it happened. He must have been able to imagine it easily enough. Yes, I didn't get to stay, but I could still join a little late. It's an extra surprise. That's making lemons into lemonade. You never had a reason to wonder how Derek ended up with so much optimism.
That's what I like to hear.
Very good. Thank you for being a good sport, my wonderful husband.
You're welcome.
You're welcome, lovely wife, and welcome to you, Victor and Derek. We're all here.
Right.
That's right, we are. The Orange Slice and Suarez family enjoyed a mini reunion full of affection before eventually things settled back into a casual atmosphere. The addition of Liz into the mix was truly seamless. Jorge and his parents bustled around the kitchen to cook their own late breakfast. They had no time for food while waiting to make a grand reveal. Nicholas elected to help by not getting in the way. He sat at the table with his face in his phone. The youngest had been completely
Nicholas.
sucked into the screen in a way you hadn't seen before. You stuck with your sister on the couch. Derek flanked her on the other side. She recounted her traveling adventures, including how at one point she too had to ride a bus and that actually took a wrong turn. Huh? Since when did bus
they actually
drivers...
made the game like this, the only ending where everyone had a sad ending. Oh no.
Oh,
Why would you
do that? That I'm the
why
only
would
one
you
allowed
do
to do that. I'm the only one allowed to do a sad ending. What the?
Since
Alright,
the bus
I'm
drivers
having
take the
trouble
wrong
reading
route.
out. So could you do it for me right now? Right, I need a drink.
Do what?
Read stuff.
Oh, okay. Since when did the bus drivers take the wrong route? Liz demanded out of the air. Her long list of points worth noting continued right up until a new announcement was cheerily made. Food's done.
Alright, I think I'm good. I can
Okay,
read
good.
again.
No.
Hooray! Eggs, sausages, and well-seasoned diced
Oh my
potatoes had been
God.
prepared with fresh fruits available on the side. What? Actually,
that's
that
a
sounds
breakfast.
good.
That is a nice breakfast.
Diced potatoes. The whole room smelled of pepper, garlic, and a host of many other savory spices. Derek already ate, and Liz politely passed on the meal as well. She'd had way too many snacks during the overnight trip and couldn't have another bite. Do we eat?
Of course we eat.
You realize you were a bit hungry? You weren't ever gonna pass on free food?
Yeah. I'm not gonna pass on free food.
Damn, alright. Your very kind host stood aside so you could get your meal first. Oh. You didn't want to keep them waiting by disagreeing with the order. You got off your seat, filled out a dish with some breakfast, and returned to your place by Liz. Right before Jorge's butt made contact with his seat, he paused in mid-air.
Oh.
Oh wait, I forgot the chili flakes.
It's no problem.
Sit, I've got you. Derek winked at his little bro and said younger brother plopped down onto the chair. The scrambled eggs piled high on Jorge's plate jiggled. Derek pushed off the cushion, took a few long strides into the kitchen, and retrieved the tube of deep red edible confetti. No, don't call it edible confetti. No,
That's a thing.
No, it's just.
Oh my god!
It's just how to describe the chili flakes. Don't.
Oh,
it's just describing the chili flakes.
Dang. That's a horrible thing to call it. Like, you'd expect like edible confetti to be like something sweet.
Yeah,
it's confetti.
it's chili flakes.
But no, you're betrayed by spiciness.
Spicy confetti. That's it.
Yeah.
I wanna eat confetti. Do that yourself, Neil. You're on your own with the
spicy confetti. Mori, that's just pepper spray.
Even I wouldn't eat confetti. What do you take me for, a dog?
I mean.
Don't answer that. Don't answer that. Rather than
Neil says I want to eat confetti. Yeah, not surprising coming from you, Neil.
No. Rather than walk over to the table, Derek stayed right where he was and lobbed Jorge's chili flakes over the counter. Heads up! Why? Why would you throw the chili flakes? The receiver snatched it right out of the air.
That is diabolical. Imagine if that gets into someone's eyes. Oh no.
Good thing the receiver is good at football, I guess.
How do you receive
rugby?
Alright.
The receiver snatched it right out of the air. Jorge looked at the item now in his hand and chuckled. Good pass. I'm not rusty yet. Derek saluted from a distance as Jorge began to liberally sprinkle chili flakes over every part of his meal. No comment.
Derek likes his spice. I get it.
Hold on. Y'all have never seen those confetti? The golden buzzer would probably taste like cheese. The golden confetti would taste like cheese.
The golden confetti.
All right,
oh,
you
from
could.
Like X Factor?
Yeah, from those things.
I don't really think about eating confetti like a normal person. You know.
I mean, if it was edible, I'd try it out. But like, it's metallic confetti, right? I'd be eating heavy metals. That's not good for me. At the other end of the darkwood tabletop, another familial exchange occurred. Mrs. Suarez rubbed her littlest child's bowed back and spoke to him gently. Nico, are you eating? Her sweetness got a lukewarm shrug of one shoulder from Nicholas. His phone remained in his grasp and the center of his attention. Food wasn't enough to sway his focus. Oh,
this kid is dang phone.
Typical teenager.
Phone.
Typical teenager behavior, I guess. He'll grow out of it. I'm just gonna have a bowl of cereal.
Really?
There's scrambled eggs and sausages and diced potatoes. That sounds
Hey,
like
Nico, you're texting someone.
You wanna ask that? You really wanna ask that?
Hey, Nico, why are you texting?
Someone's a busy boy. How sweet. You made your love for cereal public, you joked. I'd have cereal too if I needed to eat. Maybe you should eat more. A bowl of cereal isn't much of a balanced diet. A balanced meal. You continue to relax quietly. You really want to ask? Alright.
Fine.
Alright.
Someone's a busy boy.
I mean,
yeah,
I don't
that's
want
okay. The first one's fine too. The first one's fine too.
Huh?
Huh?
Oh,
No, it's nothing.
No, it's nothing. Nicholas tucked his device closer to him. He wanted to ask what he was doing that was so important, but he definitely wouldn't tell you. Mrs. Suarez gave the teen one final pat and left it there. She was content that he at least wasn't gonna go hungry. Unexpectedly, your ears perked at a small squeak and then the unmistakable rush of running water. Once again, your gaze went to the opposite side of the room. Derek's back was turned to the crowd, and the clatter he was making continued from the clanging of pans. Oh, he's already washing the dishes? The actual reason why Derek had gone to the kitchen and stayed there became evident. He'd intended to wash the dishes.
Oh my god.
Boo! Boo! Nowhere but the Suarez house would such a gesture be met with swift dissent. But Derek and his impulse to do everything for everyone was infamous.
Please don't worry.
Son, you are our guest. And you didn't even eat. You can't be the one who cleans up. Liz acted mostly as an observer to the family circus, though couldn't help tisking about it under her breath. What an absolute menace of politeness. What's our comment?
No, let me do it.
No, let me do it. Alright. You want to? I mean, you do love doing the dishes.
I'd also do that IRL, yeah.
Alright. No, let me do it. And there it is, the second overly civil fiend rearing its head.
What is it? Oh, morning.
Oh, hold on. Alright, I had you muted on stream a little bit. Are you good? Alright. I think I heard some Beyblading over there. What was that about?
No, that was just my door.
Oh, it was your door? Okay.
Yeah.
Notorious for Beyblading in voice chat, man.
Well, so also, can I, be...
You need to go?
Yes.
Hold on. We're muting Riot right now. Can we go the Mrs. Suarez route? Unfortunately, no. She is the mother of Derek Suarez. We can't romance the mother of Derek Suarez. Your door is a Beyblade? Oh man. Riot stepped out for a little bit. But yeah, open the door. Notoriously, whenever we are in voice chat and Riot is also hanging out, we can hear him Beyblade. We can hear him Beyblading, but I don't know if that was just his door or not. I don't know anymore. Are we part of the Suarez family? No, we are not. We are dating Derek Suarez. Yes. Beyblades are sick. Yeah, my friend group has been attending Beyblade tournaments. I've been hearing about. I just can't get into it because it's a very expensive hobby. You gotta you gotta drop a couple thousand just to get like a good deck of Beyblades. And I don't have that kind of money. I'd rather spend that on plushies. My other hobby. Riot. 1,000 pesos, I mean. Hello, welcome back, right? Okay, I'm unmuting you on stream now. A grand. Well, I mean, in my currency.
Oh yes, Beyblades are indeed sick. I own 42 of them.
Oh! I was just talking about how expensive of a hobby Beyblading is. And then you just say you have 42 Beyblades?
Yeah. I counted last night. Yeah.
What the? He has a problem. Chat, he has a problem. How many of those did you win at a tournament?
I'd say 20 of them.
20 Beyblades won at a tournament. Ayo.
Yeah.
Alright, so you only bought like 20 then, out of the 42.
Yeah, more than at least 20-ish. Yeah, yeah.
Alright.
Some of them are gifts, and some of them some of them I want, some of them are gifts, some of them are,
Had me stunned there. Yeah, I think if you convert like 1,000 pesos into dollars right now, you'd get maybe $20. $20 for like 1,000 pesos.
Let's see. Hold on.
Has Riot made a kid cry winning a Beyblade tournament?
No. Let's not speak of that.
Apparently, he has gotten some Beyblades bursted.
It was my Beyblade's fault, not me. It was my Beyblade's fault, not me.
Beyblade OP?
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, with this current generation of Beyblades, they go very fast and they hit each other very hard, so these things, they don't last that long.
Oh. So you have evil. Oh my god.
Not okay. To be fair, that kid, my friend's Beyblade, it was a fake, and they use it to scam me. But yeah, that's another story for another day.
It was a bootleg, damn, and you almost got scammed, or did you get scammed?
No, I actually did get, like, he used it to like make me buy him like an actual version of the fake one.
No. Man.
I got back at him though, don't worry.
Alright. We used to battle in school playgrounds by using leads from pencils and sticking them into erasers. We had entire tournaments. What?
That is insane! What kind of school is that?
Improvised spinning tops. And you just had entire tournaments. Wow. Man, maybe it's because I went straight home from school after like classes that I never got to witness these kinds of things when I was.
What kind of Beyblades are they? Oh, I'm bringing a Faber-Castell.
I was part of the going home club. So unfortunately, I didn't get to witness these kinds of things in the school playgrounds. So.
Oh wait, we also have those like we folded we call it like crush gear, but out of paper, and we like folded them and like we flick them at other things.
What?
Oh wait,
I use those water bottle spray caps. Oh, you use that as the.
Hold on, let me send it to VC Mori.
Riot, which generation Beyblade do you use?
The current gen, the 4th gen.
Current gen. Mori bro has, I think, metal Beyblades that he got at a discount.
Yeah, Metal Flight. The Arguably the best generation. Yeah.
Yeah, he got those at a discount because they were going obsolete apparently when he bought them.
Anyway. Oh, they're not obsolete. Trust me. They're
They're still in tournaments?
Beyblades. Yeah, there's still tournaments going around for like Metal Fight,
Ayo.
but they're mostly underground now.
Underground
Also, I sent
tournaments.
something in
Underground
study chat.
Beyblade tournaments down.
Yeah.
Sending in
Let me
study
tag
chat.
you for this.
Oh, I have
Anyway,
never
there.
played this. I don't know what
Oh,
this
really?
is.
Damn. You can show it to the chat if you want.
Alright, let's see.
Oh, Metal Fusion. I only have I had a few like of the Metal Fight ones. Capricorn, Leon
This is
Quest,
what
Taurus.
Riot was talking
Yeah.
about with like the paper stuff. I don't know what this is, chat. Unfortunately, my going home club debuff is not knowing what this is.
Alright. You know what? Fine. Just in case, some of y'all,
No!
let me take a
What?
picture of this.
Oh no, Chad, he's going to show you his entire Beyblade collection. No. This tangent is going too far.
Wait. Okay, this one thing.
What am I looking at, Grandpa? What the fuck is that? What the? Right, what the hell is this? This paper thing?
That's a crush gear.
Crush gear.
Paper crush gear.
I don't know what
Yeah.
this is.
Oh no.
It's not a
Wait,
tangent if we're
uh,
having fun. Oh my god.
Okay, here, more. You can show this. You have my permission
Alright.
to show this.
Alright, where is it?
in
Alright.
the study chat
I
as well.
found it. Okay. Let me see if there's a. Let me check. Okay. Alright. Let me get this and then share it to the venerable public of my streams. Here. This is. Oh my
This
god.
is just the. Oh,
This
no.
is a giant thing. This is Riot's
That is very
entire Beyblade collection. That's that's
Yeah. Wait, hold on.
that's not
There's
everything.
That's not everything. There's like
Huh?
9 more. There's like 9
No!
more and like
I can hear.
this is just the. I still have like the 42, I think, but there's just like 9 in a big case and like
Holy
3
geek!
in a deck case. Yeah.
Holy geeked!
Yeah.
Riot, Nil is calling you a geek. What are you gonna?
I wear that like a badge of honor.
I might steal them from you. Keep your doors open at night. No.
No.
Ayo.
Okay. There, you can also show this more.
Let me see.
There.
Did you watch the anime as well?
I'm not a big fan of the anime because of the. What's just another thing to talk about? Anyway, this tangent's been going on too long. Oh, also I sent another pic more.
Okay. I got it. Right. Let's see. Man, these are his tournament decks? Are these your tournament decks?
Yeah. The ones in the black ones are like on the bench. The ones on the deck case is what they bring to tournaments.
There it is, chat. The competitive Beyblade decks.
Yeah. And yes, I do go to tournaments. I don't win them.
That's fine, as long as you're having fun.
Yeah, but it's for the fun of it. Yeah.
Imagine you're in a tournament and some dude comes with a briefcase. I mean, I think that's possible.
Yeah, I've seen people bring whole luggages of this stuff.
Ah!
Yeah, you think I'm bad? Some people bring like an entire luggage. Alright, I think this tangent's gone on for long enough.
Hold on, I'm getting talked to. Hold on, I'm muting. Entertain chat while I'm gone.
Oh, shit. Hello. Oh, sick. Yeah, it's made by a friend of mine. Yeah, it's a gift from a friend. Fake fan. Okay, I don't need to like the anime to be. the anime is alright, but I mainly play Beyblades for the Beyblades, not the anime.
Hello, I'm back. Don't call yourself a fake fan. You can be a fan without what's it called?
I don't need to watch the anime to be a fan, man.
Yeah. You can be a fan while not being involved in certain areas of the media that you like. I was a Sonic fan without even playing the games. Can you believe me?
Yeah, see, look at Mori. They're a Sonic fan with a.
Alright, back to the game. This tangent has gone long enough.
Yes. Enough about Beyblades.
Mrs. Suarez shook her head as she warmly sighed. Neither of you are allowed to wash our dishes. No. But Mom, he whined impudently. Mrs. Suarez cut that nonsense off with a raise of her hand.
End of discussion.
End of discussion. With drooping shoulders, his head hung low and dragging steps, Derek retreated from the kitchen. What wasn't low were the corners of his mouth. Those had perked upwards. Hold on, I'm taking some drinks.
Okay, let me take over. Oh shit.
Alright, I can read now. Mr. Suarez and his junior gave a round of applause as the eldest son left the sponge behind. No.
Oh.
Soon, breakfast at the Suarez home was finished. Nico did put his phone down for long enough to pour cereal and milk into a bowl and eat. The kitchen was cleaned by Jorge and his parents. Derek remained seated with his idle hands on his lap, like the proper guest he'd always been at your house growing up. Your gaze drifted across the room with the relaxed faces. You knew them all well, your family. It was the perfect moment to let Liz in on just how strong the relation between you and another person had become. Oh, it's time to tell our sister about the relationship.
Or maybe she already knows about.
You had plenty of
She already
vigor,
knew?
but still paused at the
You think she'd act like all surprised, like, oh my god, this is such a big surprise.
Maybe, question mark. I don't know Liz that well. I say as I played this game like 500 different times.
They.
It struck
You play this game 500 different times, but you don't know Liz that well yet. Okay.
It struck you that until a couple hours ago, you were certain you'd have to talk to Liz about Derek over the phone whenever she was free. But thanks to your new boyfriend, you could do it in person. He'd done it all before you were even together. He cared about you no matter what. You never wanted to take that for granted, and you were gladly going to return the favor of Liz's surprise with a reveal of your own. Leaning forward, you made direct contact with Derek. Direct eye contact with Derek. His brows rose. You'd gotten his attention. Keeping it subtle, you tilted your head towards your sister. Derek's face scrunched, trying to decipher the gesture. You kept nudging your chin her way, your glance darting from him to Liz. You played
Look
this.
at the smile on his face.
Finally, it hit him. Derek's features brightened and he threw up a thumbs up. You play
You can
this.
visibly see the light bulb turn on his head.
Yeah. It took him a minute, but he got it. You play this game 500 times. You need different games. Oh my god. Don't tell me what to do.
Yeah, Mori, like babe. Okay,
No,
yo.
I have 500. I don't know how many games I have on my Steam library, but I have a lot of games. Mostly visual novels because I don't care enough to play too many more involving games. I like story games, you know? I like the lore a lot more than whatever actions I have to do. That's why I never got into Genshin.
Yeah.
Like, I have
Or
to
Wua.
fight things? I have to fight things? Can't I just read the story?
Yeah.
I'll just watch people play Genshin and then I can read the story through their streams, you know?
Yeah, live like that.
Or?
Or I can play Genshin for you, Mori.
No,
I don't have a reason to play it
thanks.
anymore, so
No, I thought you were going to uninstall that game.
it's to be fair, it's still living in my phone. It's still collecting dust.
Yeah, it's time to remove it. It's time to remove it, I say as I keep
I'm
IDV.
still emotionally attached to it.
No. I can lend you Elden Ring to play on stream until you get your money up. No, thanks. I will do what I want. You can't tell me what to do. Anyway, thank you for the offer, but I have to politely decline. I don't want to keep depending on people. Yes. sorry if I came off rude, but yeah. I also don't want to like invest money into like games that I will barely play. I'm not that kind of person. I would rather
It's
like
fine.
play a
Play what
game
you
that
play
I would
more.
replay
Play-
500 times. Elden Ring? Question mark. If I actually learn how to play a Souls-like, I might do some kind of Souls-like. But yeah. Continuing on. What?
Continuing.
Oops. So much for subtlety.
What?
But you needed to get her attention, so that could be rolled with. Alright, what are we telling Liz? Do we just
I want to be
straight up...
straightforward about this. Oh yeah, he's my boyfriend.
I'm sorry to say, we're no longer a pair of single siblings. Oh my god.
Yeah, that one. That
Bro,
one.
Bro. I've been really wanting to play, but Mori can't possibly play Elden Ring. Yeah, I die too often. Even in Undertale, I die too often, man.
Oh no. That's okay, Mori. We all have skill issues.
I can live with this skill issue. It's not important to my life.
Yeah, what's important? It's okay to have a skill issue. What's important is you have fun.
Yeah. Liz, I'm sorry to say, we're no longer a pair of single siblings. Alright, Victor.
Yeah, I've got him. It's Derek.
Derek moved his hand across the space to place it on your shoulder. It was steady.
Mm-hmm.
Really
Really
now? There was bemusement in her tone. It wasn't a
Oh, so she
shriek
was
of
surprised.
shock. More of a space filler as she processed new, though digestible information.
You know, I thought like the Derek suddenly helping out with the surprise thing would give it away, but
Well, Derek was the one who arranged for Liz to
yeah,
surprise.
exactly. Like he's doing everything for like Victor and I don't know.
Well, finally you
think
put a
that would be
label
big
on it.
giveaway for Liz, but
That was swiftly replaced by a bold as brass smirk. As to be expected from your big sister. Props to you, Suarez, coming up from behind. I thought you'd lost your painfully long moment when you never said anything about crushing on Victor for several years and then moved away. Oh. Her jab hit the mark, making Derek shudder one eye. His characteristic grin survived the strike.
I know.
I fumbled it more than once, I can admit that. Victor asked me out. Liz grew older in an instant, nodding with the knowing solemnness of an ancient sage. Ah, it all makes sense. She couldn't completely remove the wryness that was natural to her face, but when she looked at you again, her eyes were soft. I'm happy for you, both of you. I cannot possibly imagine how romancing Mr. Let me do that for you over here could blow up in your face. Well, her sister approved. Right?
Wait, sorry, that was... I got it, text. Okay.
Alright.
Are you proud of me for being such a freaking...
Are you
That
proud
is
of
too
me?
funny not to choose.
Are you proud of me
Are
for
you proud of me
securing?
for such a strong player for Team Orange Slice?
Yeah, alright. Let's pick that. I am. He's a ringer. Her laughter then was sweet and tingling. It reminded you of your mom more than your sister, but she did take after her parents in a lot of ways. Clearly, the Suarez family got to know this before me. Who else have you told? Your moms and Mr. Holden, and now you. That'll have to do. When you get engaged, be sure to call me.
Leave it to me.
Can do. Lovely. I knew this relationship was wise.
I forgot I was supposed to read Victor's lines. Dang it!
Wait. That was...
fine.
No, Victor wasn't even talking.
That was... You're right, never mind.
Your heart was completely full. You got to tell your moms, your old neighbor, and your sister, and they all supported you just as Derek's family did. It was settled. Life was great. Except for the fact you weren't able to come up with anything to say. You couldn't keep repeating how happy you were, but didn't know how to move on. Luckily, someone else had an idea. So, Nicholas spoke without being spoken to for the
I knew
first
it.
time in an age.
Wait. Here's what I think it is.
And
Keep
more
going.
amazingly, the phone was gone. It must have returned to the comfort of Nicholas's romper pocket. Wanna see the pool? There's one here too. We can dip our feet in, get some sun and hang out. A pool?
I thought Nicholas was gonna say he's in a relationship too now or something.
As a young lady raised by the shore, she had an ingrained beach snobbery.
Oh wow!
A beach
alright.
snob, damn.
A young lady raised by the damn.
Well, yeah, we were raised by the shore too, Victor Orange Slice. But she didn't need a glare from Derek to correct her attitude. I'd check it out. Oh, Victor!
Okay, we'll see how it stacks up to the old one.
Derek piped up in agreement as Jorge nodded along.
Let's get to it.
Let's do it.
Go on.
That's a perfect plan. You go enjoy yourselves. Dad and I will stay here, take a break from parental supervision. Mr. Suarez had a very proper chortle. They certainly do not need any super...
Oh no. They certainly do not need any supervision. They are very mature adults in their own rights, besides Nico. But he is close.
I stifled a sneeze, apparently.
Oh no.
This happens when I
I can
speak
take
for too
over
long.
Mori if it's fine.
I can do
His
it.
childlike gleefulness was followed by a frustrated sight that was distinctly teenager-like.
Frustrated sigh. We're leaving now.
Totally. Yeah. Wait, are you gonna read it or me?
I will read.
Okay.
Nicholas said we, but was obviously going with or without anyone else. He was grown up enough to make that decision.
See you.
Bless you. I am blessed by the Nil Sucks. Twitch user Nil Sucks has blessed me.
Yeah, Neil does suck.
No.
Oh, wait, no.
Wait, what was that?
See you.
Alright,
Oh, wait,
Nicholas,
that's,
we're
I mean,
going.
that's the name. Yeah.
Nicholas
Yeah.
slipped a key off the hook by the door and was out. Hurried goodbyes were exchanged, then the rest of the sibling group made a beeline to catch up with Nico. Your target was strolling through the hall, hand on his hips and whistling a tune. His terseness had cleared entirely as soon as he had left. Nicholas cast a glance back at the crowd stumbling up to him. He offered a smile and struck up a casual conversation. I've gone down to the pool for at least a couple minutes almost every day since summer started. It's basically a ritual. That's cool. You need your daily dose of chlorine. That I do, bro. The party of five
Yeah.
continued onto the ground floor of the apartment condo and out the back. Nicholas took out a key card for the pool door. He already had it on him before ever suggesting the idea. He meant it when he said he was going there. He said going there was a regular occurrence. The normal key he took must have been for the house. Ooh, nice. Very, is it? Oh, it's a rooftop pool.
Oh,
Ooh.
this is a very nice pool.
The area itself felt familiar, as if you were the one going there every day instead of Nico. A pale blue rectangle surrounded by rows of identical lounge chairs. It was a pool. The pool at the other apartment was so much better. This new pool was a step up from the other. Like both pools the Suarez's has brought you to, just another generic shared pool. Which one are we taking? What do we think about the pool?
I like both pools. I don't want to be like, yeah.
They had unique charms and qualities. The width, gradual increase of depths, and how the stairs were arranged all stood apart from other locations. While everyone else stalled at the entrance, Nicholas kept on walking. He headed straight to the edge, crouched low to roll up his pant legs, shifted onto his butt, and dunked his feet into the water. Liz and Jorge shared a side-eye glance. There had been an assumption that you'd be hanging out together. Nicholas, however, didn't show much interest in that sentiment. His mood had been all over the place, and ultimately Liz and Jorge elected to give him space. The two camped out on side-by-side lounge chairs close enough to keep an eye on Nico, but not enough for conversations to be audible between the pair and Solo. Derek watched the chips fall. Despite this supposedly being a fun-in-the-sun adventure with the whole gang, he was frowning. The water sloshed from Nicholas's kicking feet. His eyes were towards the sky, and those long strands of brown hair were nearly brushing the concrete
Man,
tiles.
what's up with him? Oh.
Yeah, he felt much further away than he physically was.
Anyway,
I'm gonna go sit with Nico. Feet in the pool is the only way to go, and he might like the company. Would you mind if I wanted to be, if I wanted it to just be me and him? It's been a while since he's gotten any one-on-one time. Yeah, that's fine. I mean, I'm good with it. What about you, Riot?
Let's see.
I think I'll survive it, Derek. You'll be like
yeah,
4 feet
that's
away.
Yeah, that one. That one. I think I'll survive.
Thanks, Victor. Maybe it's not a big deal, but I'd hate to make you feel like I ditched you out of the blue. Derek. Oh,
It's okay. Go to your brother.
see you.
Yeah, see you.
I will see you. Because I'll still be right here.
I will see you because you'll still be right there.
Yeah.
You waved
Oh,
one
wait, no,
another
yeah.
off and parted ways. Your assigned companions were stretched out quite comfortably as you were approached. Neither lifted their heads from the rest underneath them, but their eyebrows went high.
Hey.
Hello?
Hey.
Hey. I have arrived. Alright, where are we sitting?
Let's see. I will sit on Liz's. I will sit next to Liz.
Took a chair on Liz's right.
Yeah.
Or do you sit on Liz's chair?
Oh, sit next to Liz's right.
Alright. It was free and next to your sis. That was all you needed. She watched you intently as you settled in. How kind of you to spend time with your old sister. Your boyfriend is in the other direction.
I've missed your snark, Liz.
Hey, you're the one who abandoned me for your new brother?
Oh
Dang.
man.
Whoa, whoa,
Oh,
whoa.
Okay.
Oh, I've missed your
Okay.
snark, Liz.
Yeah.
And you, Victor. You and your sister grinned wickedly at one another as siblings should. Then Liz primly smoothed her romper while working the crookedness out of her expression. Well, before you arrived, Borhe here mentioned the recent Father's Day celebration that happened, and how mild it was. Fitting for him, isn't it?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And she just had to give her usual Elizabeth commentary right now.
Elizabeth.
Bro. Their plastic seats creaked as Liz and Jorge stretched their torsos to lob mutual glowers across the space between them. And then they fell back down, all smiles and snickers. Liz sent some of that energy your way and slipped her arms behind her head. I'm not surprised you had Mr. Holden attend. Vacations, graduations, the blossoming of a relationship after a 10-year slow burn. Oh my god.
Oh my god.
It really is a slow burn.
10 years slow burn. Oh my god. I would have dropped that show by now.
No. There's
Like,
few
10 years is way too long for a slow burn.
well, it's happening right now.
Yeah.
There's few important moments he hasn't been there for ever since he moved in. Alright, Victor. Victor?
Well, and let me see. He's my dad. Oh, good. He should be. Wait. He should be there even more. He's my dad after all.
Aw, he is my dad after all.
Yeah.
Beautiful. If he was here, you would have made him cry with that line. But as I was saying, nothing about the event was unexpected. Though it's possible my standards are too high, I need to accept that nothing will ever top the first time. Huh? The first Father's Day? Oh,
Yeah.
right! The Father's Day that we did
Yeah.
with Liz. That we
Yeah.
we rode the
That-
bus to our house just to celebrate Father's Day with Liz. Dang. How can you beat a couple of 13-year-olds skipping town to have a Father's Day party with one of their sisters and no dads in sight? Liz freed her hands in order to spread them out in a wide shrug. Oh well. Victor.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Father's Day parties are predictable. You should look in the mirror. I knew you'd be joking about that forever, and you still are.
Okay. Sick burn. Alright.
Yeah.
Alright. Liz predictable. Alright. Maybe you were predictable too, because she squinted at you coolly with a retort already on her lips. It's
Mom.
my responsibility as the oldest to carry on the family history, especially the embarrassing pieces.
Wow. Oh, I know you have to. There's more. Wait, there's more that something means to you. The more sarcastic to or okay, let me. Oh, I know you have
Can
to.
Riot read chat?
The more something means to you, the more sarcastic you have to be about it.
Damn, alright. This banter is just roast after roast.
Yeah.
That one got her to pout. Sheesh. Liz's normally resolute attention span began to waver. It was because Jorge's had first. She had been distracted by him, and his disturbance was his brother's. Derek and Nicholas remained on their own. The men on the water's edge were in their own little world. The elder had an arm around the younger's shoulder, whose head was resting against the taller Suarez's shoulder. Aww. Jorge couldn't know what they were saying from that distance, or if they were even speaking, or what expressions were on their faces from that perspective. But his gaze remained set. Jorge. The unexpected firmness in Liz's voice entirely snapped him out of his growing reverie. Yes, there's something we must discuss. There is?
So?
Duh! You've danced around the details, but now that we're face to face, you must tell me. What is this person you're what is this person you're seeing actually like? Oh!
Huh?
What?
Hmm? You're dating some stranger?
Maybe? We don't have a label, but... Whoa.
I can't believe it. How did you know, Liz?
I had a feeling and asked. We do text and call, you know. She made it sound so simple. Maybe it was. You hadn't been bold enough to even broach the subject. Let's not lose focus.
Come on.
Jorge, how can I judge if they're good enough for you if there's nothing to scrutinize? And is they even right? I'm starved for details. Oh, they have neopronouns.
What the heck is that?
Well, I can't even pronounce that.
I usually, this is...
Say, Sam, say, sire. Well, it's the
Say,
typical
Sam,
neopronouns.
I guess it's say Sam, sir.
Progress. We've made progress. What else? What's Sarah's name? Nova. We're both at the same college, both in STEM, and met at a speaking event where people from different majors and classes all attend. Nova. I
Lord.
don't know that name yet. Maybe we're
Well-
going to meet them somewhere else. Question.
Oh god, for
Aw.
some reason I can attach the name Nova to one specific person.
No. Aw, how did it happen? You two making a connection. Basically, between talks, most people hung around the halls waiting for the next to start. Neither of us made much of an attempt to strike up conversations with the others, and ended up gravitating towards each other, silently. Your sister couldn't help interrupting. The comment in her head was too good to keep to herself. She giggled delightfully. Gravitating. What a way to describe a couple of nerds coming together. Go on. Damn, alright. You know, I'm not an expert in small talk, or that interested in it. Hold on. Nova overthinks things. It makes chatting with strangers a challenge. But after waiting around for what had to be at least 15 minutes, they started asking me questions. It went from there and has kept going. We exchanged numbers at the end of the event. Back then, I thought they had gotten bored doing nothing for so long. But Nova told me later that they had been trying to get them... I don't know how to pronounce it. I don't know how to pronounce it, chat. Trying to get themselves to just say something already the entire time. They also said the reason they decided to tell me in the end was because of my forest tranquil features. I don't know exactly what that means.
Tranquil feature. Wow.
I mean, he is kinda forest coded, I guess. The sight of Jorge so
Yeah.
absolutely aglow was enough to make Liz shrivel. Oh no, I'm being won over already. Who will be bad cop when you brings them home? Derek? I doubt it.
I doubt.
Don't go asking the normie how to pronounce that. I'm not asking you anything now. Alright, what do we do?
No one needs to be a bad cop, Liz. Nova is great, Jorge.
No need to be bad cop, because nobody's great, Jorge. Okay, we're at an ad break, so let's wait for that to end first. Oh, Himari was in chat earlier. I can't stay for long, but hope the stream is going good though. Yeah, we're doing good. Thank you for dropping by, Himari. I didn't see it. I didn't see the chat. I'm so sorry.
Wait, I didn't see it either. Wait.
It was in YouTube chat, so it wasn't.
Uh.
Twitch chat was more active, so I was keeping an eye on it. But then I saw YouTube chat. Like, oh no! Anyway, no one needs to be bad cop. Oh my god, no! I'm getting air in my stomach, and it's coming out in burps.
Isn't that where air is supposed to be?
My stomach?
Wait, no, lungs. Lungs.
Yeah, I've just been intaking a bunch of air, speaking all the time.
Yeah, I think you just need to burp it out.
Yeah, I've been burping. Alright, no one needs to be bad cop. Liz Nova's great, Jorge.
Thanks.
Thank you. Well, your opinion matters to me, so I'm glad. Oh, aww, aww.
Oh.
His favorite babysitter thinks the person he likes is great. Aww. What am I hearing, bro? What do you mean, Nil?
What do you mean, no?
Oh, Jorge. You, Liz, and Jorge continued to familiarly chat amongst each other. But eventually... What's up, everyone? Hey, they went up. You tilted your face up. Standing over the three of you was the solid figure of Derek Suarez. Behind him was Nicholas, fiddling with a strand of his wild mane. The youngest and oldest Suarezes had ended their quality alone time. Whatever went on between them, they didn't mention it. Jorge or Liz didn't ask. Your sister was keen to pry into Jorge's romantic life, but not the worries between the two brothers. Welcome, boys. Take a seat anywhere you like, I don't mind. The last hints of pensiveness lingering around Nico softened at the brash greeting. I'm the only person in this pool area who actually lives here. Where did you get all that authority? Liz is the boss whenever she is, whether that's true or not. Liz struck a dignified pose with one shoulder jutting forward and her hands on her hips, but the fact that she was lying down while doing it made it fairly silly. It's easy to be in charge when you're always the oldest, no matter how tall or muscular any of you kiddos get. Are you playing Beyblade? I just heard...
No.
heard
No.
a top spinning. Yeah, chat,
That wasn't a...
chat, you heard that too, right? That wasn't the door. That wasn't the door.
Yeah, this time that wasn't the door.
Oh, man. Alright.
This is something I fidget with.
Oh, that's your fidget toy? Your Beyblade is your fidget toy?
Yeah, it's my hyperfixation.
Oh my god. Roy's been doing it the whole time. I can't... Every 1 minute. Oh my lord.
I hear burr.
I hear burr. I thought it was just the door. My god. My god. No, man, no.
When you get one yourself, Nell, you don't understand.
I've got 2 to 9 years on you. Don't forget it.
I know.
We won't. I guarantee. You bring it up often enough to ensure it.
Good.
Good. So, are you going to accept my graciousness? I think I'm gonna pass. For all the chairs' promise of lounging, I don't feel comfortable in them. They're always either too slick or stick to your skin in no way slippery with zero in between. I'll miss on that seat too. Of course you will. He even in his teenage years, the youngest brother always follows the oldest. Jorge and Liz were so tickled by their simultaneous response that you were sure they would have high-fived if he wasn't so reserved and she's not so set on behaving maturely. Nico's slight frame was entirely unmoved by the teasing. Derek, however, did react with an awkward chuckle. The now whole group was able to reunite with ease, as if the 5 of you had been chatting the entire time. Liz hummed, self-satisfied. I'm not complaining, but I have to say, it's so weird to be sunbathing at a pool and not the beach. Alright, Victor.
Wolves have their pros.
If you say so. Crossing his arms and letting his eyes shut, Jorge shared his own perspective. It was rare, but always welcome. I think it's weird to be at this pool, not the one we grew up with. Oh yeah? I only ever saw it from a distance. I don't know the joy of truly being there. That's too bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's better than this one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, for me
Yeah.
too. Yeah. Yeah. While the brothers were set on nostalgic grins, Liz's smile was far more devious. If you want to, I wonder if we could sneak a peek. All the gentle sentimentality from Jorge's face dropped to the floor and metaphorically shattered. The idea of doing that never in this lifetime would have crossed Jorge's mind if he'd been left on his own. But Liz was here and continued to make her case. There has to be a way to slip in. We don't have to be long. No one will know we
Hold on.
don't actually
Hold
live
on.
there.
I figured.
Elizabeth
Yeah,
never
because I-
changes. Huh? Right.
Yeah?
BRB?
Any what?
Alright, okay. I'm muting him. Let's continue. Her rule-breaking intentions were brushed off entirely with a lighthearted laugh by Derek. It was nothing more than talk, at least it had been, until a calm, even voice made it real. We could do it. The lock broke years ago. No way have they fixed it. Oh no. Oh no. Schemers. Derek snatched the mantle of brazen-induced shock off of Jorge due to the middle son's own stunning suggestion. Nicholas whistled in amusement. He wasn't nearly as scandalized. Welcome back, Riot. Well, welcome back, Riot.
Yeah.
Alright, we went through a bit of the dialogue, but you
That's
know,
right.
Elizabeth suggested to just slip into the old pool, and then Jorge said, it's possible. He could do it. We could do it. Jorge,
Why
the
not?
really by the rules kid, is now being swayed by our older sister.
The
She really brings out Jorge's bad boy side. No. Oh, did you hear that laugh?
what was that laugh?
Did
What
you
was
hear
that
that laugh? Let's do that again.
Yeah, I heard that.
3, 2, 1. Oh my god. That's a really fun laugh, actually. Alright. Damn straight. Maybe I shouldn't have brought her after all. No! Alright. What do we say?
I appreciate your sweetheart side and that one.
Alright. I don't know, Derek. Impulsiveness seems to run in the family. Oh my. Jorge, I appreciate your sweetheart side and bad boy side. Thanks, Victor. Listen, Liz, Jorge, and Nico, the troublemaker trio, which they now were, shared sneaky glances between one another.
What?
Whoa, you can't be serious. We're already at a pool and not even swimming in it. We don't need another more illegal one. What are we saying?
Come on, it's barely a crime. Don't be a bull.
Wow, okay.
No, wait, no. I'm pretty sure there's a better option.
You guys live there long enough to deserve permanent pool rights, I'd say. Boys, listen to your big brother. Liz, listen to your little sibling. I can't do that. I really can't. You nodded along with Derek's very reasonable points. You shook your head. What a buzzkill. What are we saying?
Listen to your big brother.
Boys, listen to your big brother. Yeah, are you agreeing to not illegally enter the old apartment complex pool?
Oh, that. It was. This is gonna be.
Oh, hold on. Why are you
This
even
is-
considering this? Why are you even
mean-
considering this?
I mean. You know what? We ball. We ball.
You guys lived there long enough to deserve permanent pool rights, I'd say.
Yeah.
Your agreement with indecency was followed by 3 whoops. The trio was actually a quartet. Derek scratched the top of his head with an expression equal parts amusement and bemusement.
Really?
You too, huh? It's
You
the
too, huh?
orange slice way. We ball. And that's 4 against 1. Majority rules. Mm-hmm.
Woo!
Yeah, break-in time. No! Don't call it
Oh.
that. Nicholas was pushing his luck with that line, but Derek sighed in acceptance. He ran a hand down his face to steady himself. Okay, let's do it. But don't call it a break-in. We're visiting our old home. Without
Yeah,
checking if
we're
we
just
have
visiting our-
permission. It's different, sort
It's
of.
just an old visit. What's wrong with an old visit?
Another round of cheers rang out in the lesser pool's gated area. Derek bounced nervously on his feet and snickered.
Oh, man.
You're all so bad. And he meant it as a compliment. Your criminal organization began Operation Walk into an Unlocked Pool in a way that's not entirely equivalent to breaking in. The 5 of you tiptoed
A4 Dale.
out of the condo complex, worried Mr. and Mrs. Suarez would decide that at the worst possible time to check up on you, but made it to the car. Jorge insisted on the middle seat for the drive over. He didn't have it in him to make Liz take it, and Nicholas adamantly refused to. On arrival, Derek found a place to park far in the back. Away from prying eyes, the set of brothers led the way to the pool's gate. They strode forward confidently. It was a trip the 3 had made hundreds of times. You'd never doubt that they belonged. Jorge pushed the door and it swayed open without resistance. A light breeze could have gotten through that security. He glanced at the rest of you and curled his fingers into a thumbs up. Mission accomplished. The pool's unlocked! The pool was exactly as it appeared in the distant memories you had held onto for many years. We're back. This is awesome! Jorge and Nico scampered around, carefree. They checked out each nook and cranny and had a story to tell about everyone. The 2 brothers shouted reminiscences back and forth across the space, from the time Nico caught a bee without being stung to the day Jorge got hit with a massive nosebleed on the deep end. Derek, too, lit up in the presence of an old, inanimate friend. The hit of nostalgia had gone wonders for getting over his innate rule-follower tendencies. Right, could you read for a sec? I need a drink.
Alright, I'm gonna read for a sec. You were beautiful as a stroke of brilliance. It was a perfect addition to your sibling gathering. The young ones were happy, and it's been much too long since you and Derek snuck around somewhere you technically weren't allowed to be in. The woman in question observed your handiwork from the greatest distance. The sweet curve of her mouth expressed the happiness her dry commentary didn't.
Alright, I can read again. It's not a beach, but it is nice. Once the initial excitement settled down, the casual hangout session continued on as it had been left off. I heard the Beyblade!
Good.
I heard the Beyblade!
Dang it!
Like Derek had guessed, changing venues from one pool to another didn't have much of an impact on what you did, but it made for a new memory to add to the collection. Jorge stood near his brothers as he recounted a recent paper he'd penned on the Doppler effect. Nico and Derek gleefully expressed awe at the achievement.
Nice work.
You've always been the smarts of our operation. With 3 chances, at least one of us guys had to be a decent amount of brain cells to rub together. No!
Oh my god.
The 3 Stooges. No! Alright, which one we picking? You're all smart. Brains, bronze, and looks. You brothers have it all. Jorge is book smart and Nicholas is street smart. I'm so impressed, Jorge. You aimed a thumbs up towards Jorge. It was nice seeing
Brains,
the brothers
bronze, and looks. Yeah, brains, bronze, and looks.
together. Brr, alright. A full set of rosy faces grinned at you. Hey yo, you complimented all of them. Thanks, Victor. All three? Oh my god.
Dang.
Jorge's informative explanation was cut off by a fast-paced techno-pop beat. It wasn't a bad tune, but it made Nicholas shriek. She's calling? Now? Who's she? Who's she? He scrambled to retrieve his long-abandoned phone. The events of the morning came back to you with clarity. She was the reason he'd been so distracted.
Yep.
You watched the teen cautiously. Nico had completely frozen after managing to get the device out of his deep pocket. What do I do? Answer it. Was Jorge's plain reply. It was perfectly reasonable, and the only other options besides not answer it. Unfortunately, that bit of common sense was of no help to Nico. His breathing was rapid, and the phone shook in his hands. Derek, he'll give advice. You've got more experience liking somebody than me. I've only found one less than a year ago. Oh my god. 10 years of experience! In most cases, Derek was the first to jump at solving a problem. But he'd pretended not to see the whole scene. At least until he'd forcibly been thrown into the event by Jorge's straightforwardness. He was nearly as flustered as Nicholas, but was at least able to laugh at himself.
Oh, man.
I'm not sure that romantic history makes me an expert, bro. I always choked when I tried asking Victor out for real. Oh no!
Man.
Oh.
Oh yeah. Well, the brains and brawn can't be denied for the trio. But your one weakness is clear. None of you boys can woo to save your life. Oh my god.
Ooh.
He's not my crush. As much of a mess Nicholas had dissolved into, he was still together enough to set that misunderstanding straight. He was so offended his voice cracked. She's a psychic. I've been on her waitlist for months. A psychic? Then just answer. Jorge reasserted his suggestion, this time with an extra dose of obviously in the undertone. There was no reason to hesitate as far as he could see. It had to be done.
What's he seeing a psychic for?
I don't know, man. Nico bit his lip, twisted his face away from the screen, and, for good measure, squeezed his eyes shut. Finally, he tapped to answer. Hello? A small, high-pitched voice was on the other line. Oh, it's high-pitched. He knew what it sounded like because you heard it yourself. His phone was on speaker. Nico realized with horror. Everyone else was forced to be aware of it as well. Oh! Who is she? Kala.
Oh!
Who's she?
She kinda...
Is this Nicholas Suarez? It's Miss Kala. I'm calling all the way from Saint Sarah Bell Boarding School. Saint Sarah Bell Boarding School. Wait a minute. This must be another cameo.
You know what to do then.
Is it this from XOXO Droplets? Saint Sarah Bell Boarding School. Hold on, chat. Riot, speak up. Ah, yes, it is. It is. This is a character.
Riot, speak.
I didn't. What did you say, Riot? I didn't actually hear.
I was saying she's kind of cute.
Oh, Anyway. Anyway. She is a character from GB Patch's previous visual novel, XOXO Droplets. She's another cameo. We so far we got Shiloh, we also got Jeremy, and now Kala. Give me a 10 and you'll know what to do then. Alright. Her catchphrase was well rehearsed and full of approachability. Kala was there to serve, but Nicholas only managed to squeak and fumbled to turn the speaker off without hanging up. Liz didn't have a similar struggle. She couldn't stop herself from voicing a thought aloud and entering the conversation. I've heard that before, Saint Sarah Bell. What do you mean? Who are you? Rather than replying the queries lobbed at her, Liz instead delightfully declared the answer to a mystery that had been only in her head. Ah, that's where Shiloh attended high school. I think he was also there for part of middle school, but that's beside the point. Ooh, you know a fellow SS Spite? What's his last name? I can maybe, if the stars align, tell you about his future. Nick only watched helplessly. He couldn't cut Kala off by changing the phone's setting now, but words weren't working well enough for him to explain that she did not have to chat with Liz. Either unaware of or pointedly avoiding Nicholas's state, Liz bulldozed ahead. His name is Shiloh Leon Fields, but don't strain yourself to come up with something. He's 22 and graduated from that school years ago. I imagine you won't have much to say about that. That breakdown of the situation was punctuated by a snort from Liz. Miss Kala came right back with a scoff of her own. Before she even spoke, you got the impression Liz had met a challenger in smugness. I do know Shiloh Fields. He's got those huge eyes, freckles, and all those hats. I've always lived in this town. I didn't always go to SSB, but I was right nearby when he first moved in. So there, I know him and his whole group. They're infamous. Ah yes, the group of assholes. Ah,
What?
yeah. I haven't played the game, but I've seen the synopsis and the
Yeah.
reviews. Maybe that's the next visual novel I'll be playing. Who knows? For all her normal snark, your sister was speechless. She didn't even try to further compete. You couldn't blame her. A random psychic the little brother of your boyfriend happened to call was familiar with her childhood playmate. Whether it was luck, chance, fate, or pure coincidence, it was definitely odd. Do we involve ourselves in this conversation? Do we ask about Shiloh?
Wait, what about that guy who yelled at Shiloh and us?
Alright. Who was he? I bet they went to the same school.
Bet they went to the same school.
Callie didn't bother asking who you were. Your question got an instant reaction. Huh? Yes, that rude man. I'll never forget it. His name was Nate. I'm sure of it, but I don't know anything else about him. That's okay. I'm powerful enough to know. It's Nate Lawson. You're right. He's a big jerk. Wait, no. But he doesn't think that anymore, I'm pretty sure. Who? And what? Nate was mean to someone I love, but he's so considerate. All has been forgiven. I guess I forgive him too. But anyway, her voice dipped lower, and every word was said slowly with emphasized enunciation. It was valuable info, priced at around $10 and needed to be clear. My prediction is that he's attending law school and therapy. He still yells at people, but not as much or as loudly. Nate Lawson going to law school and therapy?
Wow.
Well, good for him. That makes 3 people who have let it go. A wry smile played about Liz's face. She meant it. After 5 years of bitterness, she only needed 2 sentences of secondhand explanation to forgive and forget. Callie chirped ahead again in her normal girlish tone, satisfied with a job well done. There you are, a whole reading specially for you. Nico? What about Nico?
Let's see.
Can I get a
Hold
refund?
on. Does it count as a prediction if we talk about their current life?
Yes. Something about that particular shout got through to Nicholas. He blinked out of the stun lock he'd been stuck in for an entire conversation and sucked up a fast and full breath. Sorry about that, Kala. It's me, Nicholas Suarez. I'm here. Oh, I almost forgot why I was calling somebody. You're the real client. What do you want to ask about? It kinda be nice to know why this is happening so late. I thought it was gonna be in the morning. Sorry, she said, not sounding sorry even a tiny bit. My big brother Chan visited and she's more important than you. Oh my god.
Oh my.
I mean, yeah. Oh. The little sister and the little brother. There wasn't much Nico could say against that retort, though he still couldn't stop himself from looking sour. He learned how it felt to be on the receiving end of such an attitude and didn't appreciate the taste of humble pie. Both Derek and Jorge guiltily chuckled at the sidelines of such a display of karma. Hey! The voice coming through Nicholas's phone remained unapologetic, but a spark of genuine interest in the present returned to the self-described future seer. That's what you wanted to talk about. You've got a big brother too, right? Miss Kala didn't practice the concept of client privacy. That was the second harsh lesson Nicholas got in a matter of minutes. He slapped a hand against one eye and hurried to end the call before any further education on life's displeasure could be taught. It's cool, forget it. I hope you have a very good day. Tell Chandy I said hi. He doesn't know who you are.
See you.
Goodbye forever.
Goodbye forever.
From his face to the phone, Nicholas smacked his fingers against the screen to end the psychic connection. With a deep sigh, Nicholas's whole torso slumped over. He went low enough that his hands almost scraped the floor. The encounter had deflated him. What was that about? Jorge posed the question out of simple curiosity. He didn't give a hint of judgment or suspicion, but Nicholas reacted as if Jorge asked where the last cookie went to his crumb-covered little brother. Nothing. It was about nothing. The total shutdown took Jorge by surprise. He frowned. The biggest brother of the bunch took that as a sign to step in with a soft smile and in some almost parental words. Well, Nico can have his fun. We've all wondered about what might happen in the future. Jorge's usual placidity returned after a shrug. He could accept that Nicholas didn't appreciate any attempt at prying, and focused on chatting with Derek about his own matters.
No.
I haven't. I'm not sure I want to know. Realizing... Oh... No, best viewers on Boost server that online. We got a bot in chat! No.
Wait, where? YouTube or?
And Twitch. How do I
Oh.
do this again? Goodbye, Mr. Who's that? There we go.
Yeah, juice.
There you go. No more bots. Back to the game. Realizing everything about me and everyone else was entirely set to the point. Everything about me was entirely set to the point where each move could be predicated would make the world feel almost pointless, even if it was a good future. It's fun to have an unknown future sometimes. Question mark, right? It's fun not knowing what your future's gonna be like. Well, maybe if you've got your life stable, I guess. If it's unstable, it's not very fun to have an unpredictable future, you know? It would be nice to know what your future has in store if you're unstable.
Happen. Yeah.
But what if it was a bad one? That'd be even worse. I'm convinced. I definitely don't want to hear about my future. Jorge nodded, to himself mainly. He'd reasoned it all out, and that chapter of the conversation could be closed. Until a low murmur came from the still drooping figure of Nicholas that left an ugly wrinkle across the page. It's easy for you to say. He hadn't been trying to join into the conversation. He made it crystal clear it wasn't a topic up for discussion. Yet Nicholas was agitated enough about whatever it was. What's happening? What am I hearing on your end? Right? I heard some shuffling.
Nothing.
Are you playing Beyblade again? Man.
No, I'm not. No.
My life be like RNG. No! The RNG gods are not in my favor. Alright. Nicholas was agitated enough about whatever it was to voice the contempt. What's that supposed to mean, Nicholas? Free of suspicion was no longer a description that applied to Jorge's words. They were dripping in it. Jorge's attention now on him, Nicholas coolly peered at his brother between the long, thick strands of hair that dangled in front of his eyes. He didn't speak. Derek's characteristic grin strained under the rising tension he'd attempted to sidestep. He clapped his hands together and made another go at shifting focuses.
That's a bummer.
Nicholas really is getting older. He sighs a lot more nowadays, huh? The weight of the world is starting to get to him. That sucks, but there's no avoiding it as you grow up. Derek succeeded in getting Jorge's icy stare pointing his way instead, but it didn't last. Jorge watched him intently, only long enough to read what he could from his older brother's acts and deeds. Then he came to some kind of conclusion. At that point, the middle Suarez turned again to Nicholas. He didn't look at him. It was through him. Some things don't change even when you're older. Ouch.
Man.
Jorge didn't grit his teeth or shout. There was a lack of a feeling, a disconnectedness that was even worse than anger would have been. Nicholas's fingers tightened into fists, and he sprung right up. He stared into his brother's face defiantly. He shook with an impotent rage. Jorge laughed. Jorge had been looking down on him, and easily still could, even at Nicholas's full height. That added an extra sting to what the younger Suarez said next. You know what sucks more than growing up? Being the last to grow up. I'm the one who gets left behind. I'm basically an only child now. It's just me and mom and dad at home. The flash of fury burned out quick. Nicholas began to crumble with every cracking sentence.
It's not fair.
The worst part is I'm probably just being annoying, right? The spoiled baby of the family who's always crying for attention. Of course. Adults have to go out and do their adult things. It's dumb to think people could do anything else. So I can't even talk about it with anybody. Nicholas's plight devastated Derek. He was ready to move heaven and earth to solve the conundrum of aging if he could. But Jorge's features didn't so much as twitch. Did you really not tell anyone? It was a callousness that left Derek speechless. He couldn't stop the days from going by, and he couldn't even stop his younger brothers from being mad at each other. Nicholas and Jorge glared at one another unflinchingly. And what is that supposed to mean, Jorge? You told Derek, didn't you? He knew how you felt, and I bet he knows what the call was about. What else would have been talking about by the pool? You can always talk to Derek, only him. Jorge had said it all without saying it. He was accusing Nicholas of loving Derek more than him, and Jorge hated that. Well, am I right? The staring contest ended right there as Nicholas hung his head down, dropping his glance to the floor. It was only a battle. The war wasn't over yet. You're so smart and somehow not smart at all. Unaffected by the insult, but distinctly frustrated from the lack of a real answer, Jorge once again looked at Derek. Derek's mouth had continued to hang open in horror, but he finally closed it. He too turned his gaze away from the middle child. He didn't have any words to offer that time. Jorge stood there between his two silent brothers, futilely turning from one to the other. They were crowded together in the same space but seemed to be so far away. Ultimately, it was the lack of a response that Jorge took as an answer. All alone, right next to the ones he cared about most, Jorge whispered bitterly.
Fine.
I knew it. A suffocating stillness exploded. Nicholas wasn't finished. You don't know shit! I know there's no need having three of us around. Derek is more than enough for everybody. Ouch. Shots were fired back and forth, with no ground gained on either side. I was literally 6 when I obsessed over Derek. You can get over it already. I'll get over it as soon as you do. Nicholas thrust his arms out wide. Caught up in the heat of the feud, the need to take Jorge down, he sacrificed the secret he held onto so tightly. And guess what, Jorge? I did tell Derek about that call. That means he can tell you all about how I never even mentioned him to the stupid psychic. I have 2 older brothers, not just him. I haven't forgotten that, even though you're so sure I have. When I asked for the reading, Derek was already long gone. I wasn't gonna demand the universe to bring him back. He had better things to do. Hey, that's not... Derek instinctively spoke out against the idea that his family was such a low priority, but managed to hold his tongue. This was between Nicholas and Jorge. Neither could even see Derek amid their mutual, misdirected hurt. I wanted to ask how much longer I'd at least have you nearby. Maybe you'd go away after college, or maybe you'd stay here. I didn't know. But you might have felt bad if I asked you directly in case you were gonna leave. I didn't want to hold you back from going for whatever life you had in mind, with or without me around. And that's the only reason it was easier to admit to Derek. So there! Nico's arms were folded defiantly as he mimicked the snide closing remark the psychic used to tell Liz off. However, nothing about him came across as truly satisfied. He had to twist his face away to try hiding how glossy his eyes were. Nicholas couldn't avoid the throat-cleansing emotion in his voice. Jorge was completely floored. Shock, sorrow, and relief fought for control over his face. It contorted with deep creases. You understood then why Derek had kept quiet about what happened. It wasn't his place to admit something like that on Nico's behalf. After a pained stretch of silence, the feeling that settled in Jorge's heart was an Olympic-sized pool of regret.
I'm sorry.
Nicholas, I'm so sorry. It was a struggle for Jorge to speak. He swallowed thickly, his Adam's apple bobbing. He didn't try to cover how watery his eyes had become. You were right about me, and I was wrong about you. I hadn't gotten over the memory of being the odd man out, even though it was years ago. That's not fair. None of it has been. Jorge looked at the sky, getting lost in its grand expanse as his mind sank deep into the past. You and Derek had to have moments that are only for the 2 of you. We're not a set, we're individual people, and we have our own relationships. Though to me, it still always felt as if there's more moments of Nicholas and Derek than any other. When I was a kid, I never thought I could win. You were clear about whose company you were looking for. I didn't want to make things awkward by being a third wheel, and mostly I didn't want to test the water to see how much I was welcome between you and Derek. I was too afraid that I wouldn't be. It was better to tell myself I didn't need to be part of it. His eyes and hands squeezed shut. Jorge was unable to face his brother directly. He still forced himself to continue. But...
This is actually hitting hard for me.
Oh man, big brother! But as much as I counted myself out, I wanted to be included. I wanted you to say Jorge was back when I showed up, or that you wouldn't go somewhere if I wasn't coming too. And I wish I admitted that a long time ago. The stiffness over Jorge's whole form released after he said his truth. His fist unclenched, his shining earth-green eyes could be seen again. He'd let go for real. While Jorge was a pillar of peace, his brother was the opposite. Nicholas vigorously scrubbed at his face, transferring tears and snot onto his bare arms rather than his face. He's teary-eyed! When he could at least pretend he pulled himself together, Nicholas spoke again with absolute conviction. I'm sorry I ever treated you like that. Back then, and still now, all I think about is how I feel on stuff. Obviously, it was easy for me to move on, as if it was nothing because I was the one getting my way. I stopped wanting it to be that way, and that was my closure. But now, you're the ones having a good time while I'm watching on the sidelines. There's barely a place for me anymore. I really know how it feels. And instead of maybe getting some empathy, I still only thought about me and needed everyone else to care. Sorry, Jorge. I guess I got what was coming with this. That conclusion brought a disagreeable frown on Jorge's face. He looked over the youngest through a narrowed, serious gaze, but the firmness was founded on affection. It was unmistakable then. Jorge wasn't simply a middle child, he was an older brother, all along in his own way, and even when Nicholas couldn't see it, he always had been.
No.
Nicholas, no you didn't. You were in elementary school, remember? Why should you be punished for that? Besides, you're not giving yourself enough credit. Me and Derek did what we wanted to do with your support. Are we winning? We're crying! If that's what you mean, Daigo,
Yeah.
welcome in!
Okay, I'm actually.
Wait, really? Riot crying on stream? Oh my god. You might think I'm crying, but I'm not really. My voice is just really my voice is just really shot from reading for 2 hours, right? 3? What a time to pop in. Ah yes, the deep emotional conversation that we're having between two characters. And I am voice acting both. Besides, you're not giving yourself enough credit. Me and Derek did what we wanted to do with your support. I'd say the only point you let your feelings go ahead of ours was when you first heard about Derek and Victor dating. Briefly, Nicholas's focus was pulled away from Jorge. He couldn't stop himself from glancing guiltily in your direction. Mori goated at reading, that's why? Anyone would have needed a bit reading all of that. Thank you for the head pats. And for indirectly head patting Riot over here. He is crying. You can read it in chat, but like he's crying. At that, a knowing smile ghosted over Jorge's cheeks. He'd been as aware of what happened as both you and Derek and Nico himself. There was little Jorge missed with his quiet, attentive ways. Proper stoicism returned before he continued, but even that was pretty minor. Going to college, moving out, growing up at different times, it brings separation. It's okay, Riot, just don't get your snot on me. Yeah, Riot has retreated to chat. But abandoning you wasn't what you deserve. And even if you did, I wouldn't be glad over it happening anyway. I don't care about fairness. I'm biased. For his brows stayed pinched, but he lost the air of a teacher schooling his misguided student. The warmth of his affection was too apparent. Above all else, my family should get as much good as they can, even if it means they're spoiled sometimes. They should be spoiled.
Don't worry.
And that sentiment goes double for my little brother. Derek might have too, but don't forget either, Nico. You're the only one I've got in the whole world. Aww. Nico's tears went unwiped. They were free to roll down his face while he shouted as loud as his lungs could manage. I'm not reading that. I can't. It's loud and my voice is shot. When you decided to pick a college nearby, that was one of the best things that ever happened to me. That's gonna do it. No, he's crying for real. Riot crying for real. It's great when we work on those way too big puzzles together and play the weirdest games we can find.
Thank you.
I never want to lose that, even though I know you can't hang around here for the rest of your life. I want you to keep coming back. I'm grateful every time you come through the door. Jorge's lips trembled. His blinking was rapid. For someone as reserved as him, it was a display of emotion no lesser than Nico's heartfelt declaration. I don't want to lose you either. Aww. I was already crying, now I am crying. Aww. Sheepishly, Jorge lifted his arms from his side. It was a small, subtle gesture. He didn't even bring them all the way up, but he took the initiative to reach out. Nicholas didn't need any more of a sign than that. He bounded ahead and jumped into his big brother's chest. Jorge's long-held fears of rejection were shattered for good. It took a second to get over the emotional and physical stun of Nicholas's hold, but soon Jorge reciprocated. The two embraced one another fully with nothing left standing in between. they were left in peace to have that. But once it was over and the two young men began to part, the piece missing from their brotherly bonding took a step forward. "I'm sorry too." The unexpected statement got immediate laughter from the recipients. Jorge and Nicholas threw their hands back and stayed unified with an arm over the other's shoulders. "I'm gonna hug Riot, bro." Oh my god. No, no. It has moved him. It has compelled him. Alright, I'm gonna take a sip. And then we're back to reading. Can't believe all of this happened right in front of us, actually. With Liz as well. I mean, Liz is part of the family. She's pretty close with Jorge as well. They're good friends. But yeah, right in front of the orange slices, man. Oh shucks, I would love to do that too. To hug your brothers, to hug your siblings. Alright, to anyone who's watching this, Liz got something for the Orange Slice group chat now. No. To everyone watching the stream, go hug your siblings right now. Or well, when you get to them, make sure you hug your siblings. To let them know they're loved. What did you even do? But my brothers ain't home, so I'm gonna just send him a message, I guess. Yeah! Just make sure to hug him when he gets home. Yeah! For those two, nothing was more of a joke than Derek. Mr. Responsibility, the perfect guest Suarez, needing to apologize. Derek scratched the back of his head, accepting his turn as the third wheel. He might be awkward over butting in, but Derek absolutely meant what he said. "I did way too much of the wrong things and not nearly enough of the right things." He grumbled. "I'm the one who insisted on handling Nico all the time because I didn't want to ask for help, and because I saw myself as the only big brother of the family. My overinflated sense of importance and martyrdom is what took away any space for Jorge. But that was only when I thought there was something I needed to handle. If everything was fine, it wasn't there at all. I was too busy with school and practice trying to prove myself. Neither of you are to blame for how everything went down. You had to be demanding to get my attention, or you had to stay out of my way.
I really messed up.
I really messed up. I should have been there more. I should have been there, not more, but better, and let you have each other too. At least I can do. The least I can do is apologize." The eldest's attempt to accept responsibility was met with an almost fatherly chastening from both his younger siblings. Jorge was able to glance down at Derek the way he could with his one little brother, while Nicholas shook his head and let out a world-weary sigh.
He told me to go away.
Oh. Welcome back, Riot.
I'm okay now.
You okay? You good? Have you wiped
Yeah,
your
I'm good.
tears?
I'm good. Yes. Yes.
Welcome back.
Man, that really hit me. That hit me.
Alright, we continue. That's not true at all. Yeah, no way, Derek. I took demanding attention to a whole other planet. Sure, I was a kid, but that doesn't mean it was cool and easy to live with. I'm sorry for holding you back, or I didn't actually stop you from growing up, which is good. I'm sorry for raining on your parade when you did go for what you wanted. That was absolutely totally ungrateful after how much you've given up for me already. You did the best you could, better than I would have if I had to be the responsible one. Can you imagine what a disaster that would have been? We wouldn't have survived this long. That imagination brought Nico's giggles back. It lifted a sad smile onto Jorge's face. not the comment itself, but seeing his younger brother happy. He spoke sincerely to his older one.
It's okay.
I need to say sorry as well. You didn't try to push me aside. You didn't have the chance to. I saw what I saw between you and Nico. How you were so close. You had something that I wasn't a part of. But I decided entirely on my own to wait around for you both to come to me, while never even attempting to be there for either of you. I should have made an effort for my family. You were there for me, both of them. You were there for me. Jorge in his calm presence was one of a kind in his family. He was used to those around him being far louder. However, Derek's and Nicholas's insistent yells still caught the middle son off guard. It was a full rejection of his earnest admission. But as much as Jorge believed that about himself, the refuting of it wasn't a surprise to anyone else. Each brother viewed their own faults as a source of all problems, while the others could barely see those shortcomings past the love they held for their family member. From end to end of the semicircle of Suarez's, smiles began to spread. Alright, we're all sorry and none of us need to be. How's that?
Yeah.
It's great. It's great. The two spoke the same words one after the other, still linked together. Derek watched them, swelling with pride that he got to call them his family, his brothers, his friends. Perfect, but let's reframe what I was saying. Derek had a grin bright with confidence. He never looked more like the brother he hoped to be as soon as he strode up to his little siblings. He clapped a hand to each of their backs, making a proper huddle among the trio, and stared at them head on.
I got you.
Nico, if you ever decided you were too big to meet your older brother anymore, and never wanted to see me, it'd break my heart. Please don't stop letting me be there as much as I can. Nicholas sniffled once more before nodding, determined. Jorge, you'll always be my co-pilot. I know you've been backing me up since we were kids, and you were welcome with me anywhere, anytime. Your presence is my pleasure. A dark red flushed over Jorge's face. He was too embarrassed to react with steadiness. Instead, he offered a shaky thumbs up in the center of the loop. It was true that Jorge was Nicholas's reliable big brother, and he might have been the tallest of the bunch, but in front of Derek you could never miss that he was also a little sibling. Letting out a bark of laughter, Derek gave the boys another smack across their shoulder bones for good measure. Ugh!
I promise.
I promise that I'll always find a way to see you sooner or later. Oof. And when I can't be there in person, I'll call. We're never gonna lose touch. I love you, bros.
Oh no, it's almost 5.
Yeah.
It's fine.
It's 3 minutes to 5! Alright, we're speed running it. Tightening his grip on their shoulders, Derek physically signified his vow to never let his brothers go. Nicholas responded by letting his head rest on Derek's solid arm.
Thanks.
Thanks, Derek. I can call too. Love you. Same. For both what he said, I'll call and I love you. He followed after Nicholas in more than words. Jorge placed his cheek against the well-trimmed side of Derek's head. This time, with the full trio, the Suarez brothers snuggled in a loving embrace. Right in front of the orange slice siblings? Oh my god.
All of this happened.
Right in front of the orange slice siblings. You looked on in
what
relief.
A lore dump.
The tension,
What a lore dump.
hurt, and subsequent comfort had been easily felt without participating. Speedrun time, I need to make dinner. Yeah! 2 more minutes. You'd been entirely frozen, attention fixed on the 3 brothers until a nudge on your arm brought focus to your own situation. Liz was smirking at you. At some point, both of you had stood. You couldn't remember exactly when you'd gotten on your feet. In the spirit of sibling affection, let me say that I appreciate being here together with you, Victor. Because it'd be even more awkward if I was stuck watching this scene by myself. Okay, what do we say to our sister? Wow, love you, sis.
Love you. That one.
Wow, love
That
you,
one.
sis. And I you, bro. The two of you snickered into the palms of your hands. It was an attempt to be a little quiet, but your own sibling camaraderie was notable enough to gain onlookers of its own. Your sister and you glanced over to the intimate scene of brotherly love, only to find a group of them staring back at you. The three men expressed a gradient of embarrassment, Nico being the least fussed and Jorge the most. Derek was in the middle of the scale, too amused and uplifted to feel that shamed. But each came to the exact same conclusion about it. One more apology was needed after all. Sorry, all three of them. Sorry, I totally forgot you two were there. Oops. Sorry again, it's my fault. I pushed Nico to talk at a bad time and we shouldn't have aired that out in front of you. I would say not. She leered forward and the floral bracelet she wore jangled on her wrist from the dramatic way she placed her hands against her hip. You know I was very upset when you spoke about Derek being enough for everyone. I could hardly stay out of it. No offense, but Jorge is my favorite out of the Suarez trio. Oh, she's biased. No,
He's biased.
My little brother.
The bias.
Liz wasn't known for a subtle touch. She was on the nose with all her thoughts and opinions. That kind of directness could only lead to one thing. Jorge blushing again. Liz, you don't have... A large hand landed square on Jorge's head, startled him into stopping. It was Derek's. He winked amiably. Hey, she's allowed to speak her mind after what we did. And it's a solid choice. Agreed. That's a sensible lady with good taste. Jorge smiled shyly. Thanks. Both of my brothers are my favorite. Me too.
Right.
Same. Responses flowed with one another in perfect order, like dominoes lined up exactly so. What do we say, Riot? Let's wrap this up.
I was like thinking about the brothers. Of course, Derek is obviously
Derek is my favorite.
No, wait, no. Then Nico would feel left out.
Well,
yeah,
both
all
of them
are my favorite.
Both those two. Well, Liz took a pick, so let's take a pick.
All three of them.
Liz picked her favorite Suarez brother. Let's pick our favorite Suarez brother.
Man, they're not Pokemon, Mori.
Which one are you picking then? All the Suarezes?
I'm picking all of them.
Alright. I could never pick only one.
I could never pick only one.
Alright. Yeah, you can. You're dating one, remember? If that's not picking, what is? Oh, that's true.
That's true. I'd pick Derek.
I did pick Derek as the one for me. Damn, Victor. Damn.
Aww.
Aw. Bro. Glancing between the faces of each, noting the individuality and familiarity in their features, you thought getting to spend this trip with those brothers was something you'd always be thankful for. When Derek's laughter filled the air, it rang differently than before, playing a new song. Man, if I was younger, this would have been the point where I jumped right into that pool, clothes be damned. Luckily, I'm enough of an adult to remember I've got an expensive phone in my pocket, not to mention my wallet. Do you wanna? Well, what are you picking?
What not? Disaster averted.
Disaster averted. Jorge gratefully took a seat once more. After so much excitement, a metal pool chair was a welcome friend. You and Liz lounged by him. Even Derek and Nicholas gave the chairs a chance. Your merry gang of five whiled away the best of the afternoon together. The lives you were leading were so different that there was never an end to the new things to tell and hear. But eventually, it was unanimously agreed that it was time to bring the party back to the Suarez home. The kids ought to visit with their poor parents, as Liz put it. The second pool, that was technically their first pool, was left behind. After a short drive, you made it back. It was nearly evening by then.
So?
Alright, do we stop here? I think we should stop here.
It's already 5.
Yeah, it's already 5.
Yes.
Oh man, I miscalculated it, this game again.
By 3 minutes,
There's
it's
more.
5.
There's more to this game. Man,
I
alright.
can do like next week. It's fine.
Alright.
When I get back from Japan. Also, I am going to Japan.
Hey yo, have a fun trip. Free
Yeah.
us. There's still more. I think there's still one more episode, I guess. Question mark. We got through the emotional part of the epilogue. I think this is where the down climax is going to happen. Things will start winding down by now. I hope.
Hopefully.
I hope. Anyway, alright, we saved. There we go. And then, after this Derek DLC, we will be doing the, which one was it? The Mori, the Baxter DLC. I don't remember which one it was.
Yeah.
Was it this one? Where did we last leave off to? Oh no. Alright. That's it from me. Thank you guys for dropping by.
Alright.
Which part of
Thank you.
Japan, Riot? Don't say that
I'm
on
not
stream.
gonna dox that.
Don't
No.
dox yourself. But have fun. Enjoy Japan.
Yeah.
Take lots of pics. And send them
course.
after the trip, okay?
Yeah.
Alright. Thanks guys.
y'all.
Thank you for dropping by. See y'all. Bye bye.